Hello, I am Lord Gob, the DM of the DC20 Lost Mines of Phandelver campaign, and I promise we're just about to get into the actual contents of the module and not just a bunch of homebrew shit. But Jaku isn't here with us today. He'll be joining a little bit late in the call, so we will go ahead and start off with you. Please introduce yourself, Samarand.
What? Uh, Me? Oh, okay. Hello. Samarand. Playing. Mikaela. Half elf, half dragonborn rogue, but mechanically half elf, half fiend.
Cool, cool. Destroyer.
Hello, I'm playing Spring, a squirrel-themed beastborn ranger, who is, at the moment, very frightened because he almost died.
Alright, and then Blakcat.
Yep, I'm Blakcat. I play Tonē Thröq, the human warlock.
Okay. And last we left off, let me go ahead and where was that? Was it in dungeons? I think it was in dungeons. Yes, it was. So, last we left off, we were in the Wolf Manor in the very basement of the dungeon. As you guys had discovered a secret path, that was in this sort of in this room that was detailing the history of the Tressender family. You spoke the words to access the secret basement, and then found in there one of their cursed experiments, which had been presumably just festering there for an untold number of years. Its lashed at you pretty immediately, but with a combination of teamwork and good plays, you were able to very quickly subdue the fiend. With very alarming moments wherein you felt yourselves slowly begin to lose control over your bodies as the slime began to infect its way into your very souls. But you were able to dispatch it before any major harm was done, though all of you were near death. And in so doing, when Awake shattered the skull of this wolf slime, some stone shard that was inside of its skull shattered into a billion pieces, one of them lodging itself into Awake's chest, as he immediately thereafter found himself to fall inert as the blade continued its trajectory, hitting Katana and very nearly killing her, before Tonē was able to swoop in and heal his sister off of death's door. And we resume shortly thereafter with Awake in a sort of comatose state as his, humanoid form begins to recede and just become once again a slime that is just sitting there on the ground, sort of starting to dissolve into some of his weapons and things, which are quickly kind of just like plunk onto the ground beside him. And you can see bits and pieces of this whatever stone was in its head. It was inside the head of the wolf slime, just kind of scattered across the ground, glowing with this very unsettling green energy. What do you guys do?
Last session you mentioned that we heard wolves and the ruffians upstairs fighting, right?
That's correct.
I believe Mikaela would just give like a glance toward Awake, and toss one of her first aid kit charges towards the group and just hurry away towards that noise.
Okay.
Just Awake's a slime now.
Awake is a slime now. As Mikaela, thinking quickly, just drops that on the ground and starts running. The only one who can actually go properly without a light. Make me an acrobatic check to see how quickly you make it up the stairs.
Got it.
Or athletics. A martial check. Either power through or get jumpy about it. Tonē and Spring, what are you guys doing?
Spring is currently just cowering in the not quite a corner, terrified because he almost died. And it wasn't enjoyable.
Certainly not.
No. The last time he almost died was with I think it was a dire wolf, and then before that was the wyvern.
Mm-hmm. What is going through Spring's mind right now as he recalls these events?
He's definitely focusing more on the wyvern because that was the first time that he almost died and was in incredible danger. So it's kind of unsettling him and making him remember what happened then.
All right. So, you guys see Spring kind of in the corner, breathing heavily, or you actually can't see him. Breathing heavily as he is just trying to calm himself down. Uh, you see that Mikaela has run off. Kitana seems to have a similarly shell-shocked look about her, while Awake is fully inert. What does Tonē do?
I'm gonna help Katana to her feet.
She stands.
Can you stand?
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna stand. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I guess since I'm next to Awake, I guess at this point, if he's not like attacking us, I'll try to like just make sure he's okay too.
How do you do so? He doesn't show any signs of physical injury.
What is like wrong with him that I can observe?
Make a medicine check.
Okay. Medicine would be intelligence, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Gotta get back in my DC20 brain. I've been watching too much D&D. Okay.
Well, good roll.
With a 13, as you look down at Awake, you do you have any experience in with any sort of mind control effects? You know, your
Experience,
experienced
like
adventure.
doing it myself?
Throughout any of your adventures, do you think this is something that you would have encountered before?
I would say probably, but that depends more on the world that we're in versus the. Let me roll for it.
I'm giving you creative freedom to decide.
Let me roll for it.
Cool.
That's my creative freedom. Nat 20.
Okay, so
And the dice has spoken.
The dice has spoken. So as you go to think about how to treat Awake, you begin to close your eyes and focus in on the arcane sense that you have as you a couple of seconds later open your eyes. They begin to glow with a yellow light around your red eyes as you see into the casting your sort of detect magic spell. As you look into this, you recall a time long ago when you were raiding a Egyptian tomb, we'll say, and there was a similar effect where there was a rune that was inscribed on a trap that one of your allies had tried to open, foolish though he was, and you remember seeing him effectively become stunned for a while, and the best thing that you could think of in the moment was to effectively try to counterspell it to return him to his senses. And as you look down at the shattered pieces of the obelisk before you, you can tell that they're still radiating some kind of energy. And you get the sense that dispelling the effect would be difficult to do by yourself. You might need to have a proper healer restore his mind. But at the very least, you think it would be a good idea to get whatever these shards are away from Awake so that the effect isn't prolonged at the very least. Or isn't reinstated.
How many shards are there?
Uh,
I thought it was just the one that was in him that I knocked out. But were there more?
There's none that are inside of him, but when he cleaved through the massive stone brick, it broke into pieces.
Okay. Okay,
So,
gotcha.
based on the roll, there are 2 other shards. So there's the one that
Okay.
you threw the brute through him, and it kind of just clunked on the ground a couple feet away from him. And then there are like two or more like massive chunks that are sitting. The entire slab might have been like a cubic foot in diameter, or in volume.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, then I would let me see. I also have I can sense magic items. I don't know what that actually does. I know that it's magical and what kind of effects it might have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, make me a spell check.
I think I already know that though, don't I? You just told me what effects it might have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless there's more to learn, then I would happily do that. But
I mean, if you want to spend a prolonged amount of time down here, then you can maybe glean more. But I'm getting the sense that
it's
you
only a
are
minute.
in a rush. True.
Yeah, I
Is
mean,
that what
as long as yeah,
that's what you're gonna do
as
then?
long as katana's okay. Yeah, I'll spend a minute for
Yeah,
that.
cool. In that
It's
case,
already been
feel free to make a
okay.
spell check. Kitana, seeing
Okay.
you do that, that you're taking time, she looks to call out to Mikaela, but by the time that she like regained her senses, Mikaela's already run off. So she's just going to focus on her blade as like a holy light will spew out from her, and she's going to heal Tonē and herself, or Spring and
Damn.
herself for 3 health points each. Spring.
Do you still have
Cool.
bless?
Probably. I don't remember.
Spring is still marked as blessed, but I don't know if it doesn't
I
look like katana is.
I'm gonna
It would
say
be it would either be
yes.
both of you or no.
I'm gonna say yes. It's
And I
still up,
got
but only for like one more round.
yeah, gotcha. And I got a 19.
Okay. So
And also, I want to tell Katana to help me move the stones away from uh, Awake.
she
I
nods
assume I can't
winks.
really do both at the same time, but I can at least talk to her.
Yeah. You see that as you say that she seems a little bit like wary of approaching him. But she does as you ask, getting on her gloves as she kind of lifts. It seems that it's heavier than she would expected it. And just like chucks it in the corner. It's not too difficult. Um, with a 19. Ooh. Let me open your thing to see how we actually wrote it specifically, because I think that might have very interesting consequences. Uh, the DC of this item is going to be 15.
Oh, I almost beat it by 5.
I believe that everyone but Mikaela was blessed though, right?
Oh, I was blessed, wasn't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
in
with one more, I would beat it by 5.
cool,
So
cool. So yeah. Yeah. So bless. As you are tuning into this thing, you feel the inspiring presence of your sister, push you over the edge as you glean your final magical insight. Um, okay. Um, actually, we're gonna get back to that because that is very interesting. So you are down here with Spring Katana as you are patching yourselves up, and you begin to pinpoint just exactly what this thing does. And Mikaela, you are sprinting up the stairs, pounding through all of the slime. You reach when you reach the very top of the stairs, you hear the sounds of combat all around you. You get the sense that there are on this level that there is a fight that is broken out in the room beneath where the bandits were staying. And I'll just kind of reveal the whole thing. It seems like as soon as whatever effect that beast was having on the manor got dispelled, the bandits all jumped out of hiding and started like shooting like crazy down from above. Um, uh,
wait, what shot crazy from above?
the bandits are firing down on the massive like wolf room, the den of the
Oh,
wolves.
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Let me just take everything out of the GM layer. Whoop. Um, you can might be able to. So these, let me do a focus ping. So those guys are bandits that are on the second floor. And then over here you have a mix of alpha wolves, dire wolves, and ambushers. Though you can definitely tell immediately that the fog has dispersed entirely. So, you notice all of this as you kind of rush into the room. What do you do?
uh, Probably simplest thing is just shout out. Hey, hey, what's going on here?
Uh, through the streams of combat, you can see that the bandits above aren't expecting you. But they say we're trying to make a break for it. Trying to get out of this godforsaken hellhole.
What do the wolves do as they notice Mikaela?
Honestly, they don't pay much attention to you as they are focusing on returning fire. You notice that the alpha wolves here are like doing some kind of like sonic howl that kind of echoes throughout the room. And you can see that in the direction that they are facing, it seems like the hunters above are like grasping their heads in pain. You recall when Katana mentioned a psychic attack that they were able to do.
To break through the sonic attack, so Mikaela would just buff her voice a little bit with sorcery. And just shout to put down your weapons. You might not think this, but they're people too.
Make me a influence check with disadvantage.
Okay.
They solidly do not believe that.
Good thing I'm good at influence.
Hell yeah.
What?
Mikaela is in fact good at influence. As you kind of shout that out, you see that the bandits above are like, what the fuck are you talking about? As they were confused. But you do see them kind of start to back away from the holes in the second floor that they were firing arrows down from. As they say, you know what? If that's right, then I don't know, fucking deal with them or something. As they all kind of start to back away, and just prepare to fire at anything that comes up through the hole. Roll me a fate die, just a flat d20.
All right. I'll try to edit what happens coming out of this with just one little thing that Mikaela does to try to distract the wolves that are obviously now focused on her. Because I collected some of that black ichor in my herbalism kit, she'll just take it out to prove that she was like down there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
14.
With a 14, as you bring out the ichor, is it in a sealed vial or not?
Probably.
Do you unseal the vial?
No.
No. Okay.
Unless they start charging her, then she'll open it so they can smell it because they're wolves. But she's hoping they understand just by seeing it.
So as you bring out the vial, you know what? Actually, let's roll a charisma save for this. 14. Okay. So as you bring out the vial, you notice that all of the wolves immediately have a reaction that is like afraid. As you pull that, like all of them back down almost immediately. Not like to stop fighting, but that it definitely startles them. And you notice that these ones over here, all of the lighter ones with the cloud of shadow that they were in before, the shadow in this place is completely dispersed. So they're now just like dark, really, really dark colored wolves. They are going to like just straight up run to the other side of the room in fear, while the others are going to move up ahead as sort of from like a defensive flank. And this wolf over and the alpha wolves are going to be toward the center of the room. You were. It was a condition that was there before you went down. Don't worry about that. You take that off. Also, just kind of remind you have 1 hit point going into this. As you have, just as a reminder, you only have 1 hit point. So you immediately rush up the stairs and like break up the fight, startling everything as now the focus is shifted onto you. What do you do next?
Judging by the reaction that they had to this, she's going to see if they have a reaction to the anti-transmutation potion. She'll put the ichor away and pull that one out.
They don't seem to know what it is. They seem like cautious still, watching your move.
All right. She'll put that away and just stand there, hoping the ruffians kind of understand that this is like the best time to sneak out. But obviously, she thinks that as a rogue, and they probably don't think that as bandits.
Make another influence check. See what you got.
Okay. 16.
Okay. That's reasonably high. As you just kind of stand there, as everyone in the room is just like staring at you with bated breath, you see that one of them just starts to as silently as they can attempt to pry boards off of the window over on this side, and soon after the other ones begin to follow along with them. And as they start kind of like to break the silence, you hear the sound of growling as these ones over here are going to start slowly moving forward, and you hear the sonic attack starting to brew from the two of these as these ones move back.
Alright, she's going to start backing away because she does only have 1 health point.
As they move forward, you move back. Okay. And you begin to hear the sound of a sharp howl as we move back to this scene. So, Tonē, you are attempting to sense magic about the pieces of the shards of the obelisk, right?
Yep.
Tonē?
Yep. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes.
Oh, all right. Yes, that's correct.
So, as you begin to sense magic and attempt to glean what exactly this thing even is, you have your eyes as different colors, seeing all of these auras that are present now that you could not see before, just all around you. And as you focus in on the obelisk, I'm going to give you a choice here, because there is a lot that these things do. There is an effect that they have on people that you can ask about. There's an effect that they have on monsters you can ask about. And you can also ask about the thing that is causing these effects. As obviously, they're enchanted in some way. But you can glean a greater insight into just what they are as a whole. Or you can glean a greater insight into as to what they are as a whole. What would you like to do?
Can you tell me again what the option? I just want to write them down.
The effect that they have on people, the effect that they have on monsters, and what in the world are they?
Ooh. Okay. Interesting. Probably I would care about more about the effect on people.
Okay.
But the historical significance might be interesting for him too. I think that I think people would be what he would pick in this moment.
Okay. So, as you begin to, what does it look like when you analyze this thing?
Um, let's see. So I would pull out my kind of regular my cold dagger that I just have on me, and just kind of like use it kind of as a focus. Um, and as I do that, it kind of glows with a gold light, and yeah,
Okay.
and then at peak brightness is when it activates or is done.
Okay. And as it reaches the apex of its brightness, um, you gain the understanding, watching the way that it interacts, the light interacts with the object, that whatever it is that this obelisk does, well, actually, you know exactly what it does. This thing has the ability to directly interface with the soul of people and tamper with them in a way. Is effectively a mind control device that is using. It isn't like you're since you rolled the nat 20. You've experienced different kinds of mind control before. There are those that attempt to combat the intellect and effectively trick you into doing something else. That you like, kind of like an illusion, playing an illusion around you by taking over your mind. And there's another one that interfaces directly with the soul and changes what you believe is correct, we believe to be true, um, in a way that is like much more emotional, I guess. Effectively, you can target charisma or you can target intelligence. And this one, you can tell is targeting charisma, and it is targeting in a way that is extremely powerful. And you get that, and the vibe that you get from this is in order to combat this, in order to undo the effects that it has on the soul, it is almost like it is transmuting. It is such a powerful effect of mind control that it is almost transmuting the soul into something that is more malleable, more able to be controlled by whoever casts the spell. You get the sense that the potions that Mikaela has would definitely work to, at least and the effect on awake. You might be able to dispel the obelisk shards, maybe, theoretically, if you use that. And also, you get the sense that if you studied the obelisk for long enough, you could devise, almost like by what is it when you had the solution, you work backward. Through that process, you could devise a counter charm to this thing. Um, so those are all the solutions that are planned out before you. But definitely if you had a cleric in the party, or a healer or something of some sort, that would definitely be probably the easiest way to go by doing this. But you don't. So the most immediate thing is the potion, and then you think that with enough time you could invent a remedy.
Okay. Can
So
I take a small piece of it with me? Would that be enough to like study it? A small enough piece that I could study it, but not so big that it's like
sure,
impossible to carry or difficult to carry.
as you
Um,
mhm. That's definitely possible.
okay. And then after that I would probably definitely want to dispel the effect on awake. I assume that Katana would have to help me, but we
Okay.
would try.
So as you approach the obelisk, go take a shard out of it. You or sorry, the stone, whatever. Um, you see the text on it, the same like swoopy circular text that you've seen a number of times recently, actually. And you feel almost like vibrating in response to how close you are to this. The arrowhead that you have in your inventory still, as they seem to be made of a similar. It seems to have a similar enchantment on them. And with that, you're able to, take a sword or something and chunk off a piece, roughly, size of a, I don't know, a muffin. As you go back and you begin to focus your magic into Awake. Please make me a spell check with advantage and bless to represent Katana helping you.
Yep. With advantage and bless. Which is a D4, right?
Yep.
Oh, man.
All right.
Two really bad rolls.
Yeah, certainly. So, as the two of you focus together, you can see Katana praying on her sword and then pointing down toward him, and you with your with your dragon's horde magic, as it begins to flow into Awake. You see his like slime form start to like ripple and like expand in size. The magic is going in there, and then you see this kind of like green, almost like a helix that is just inside, very like it's transparent. You can barely see it. I'm almost not sure if you do, as it does, and you can see that the magic that as it swirls around, whatever it is powerful enough that it is maintaining its form despite the both of your efforts. As it kind of like you feel the energies like react, and then Awake like almost like he pops a little bit and like spreads out before like coming back together in this again inert amorphous form.
Okay. I'm gonna take one of his like sword things and like smack him with it and be like, "Hey, get up! Stop lying around." And then I guess we would try it again. I mean, if Spring is able to help, I would probably call Spring. Are you okay?
He has walked over with the torch and is currently okay, but still a little shaken and nervous about going near Awake's acidic body.
Okay. So you don't want to help. All right, I guess we're doing it again then.
Well, that would depend on what you're trying to do. I couldn't quite hear.
Basically,
we were trying to. Yeah, go ahead.
They're trying to dispel the effect on Awake by counterspelling it effectively. But it seems like
Spring won't be able to help. He has no MP to spend.
It seems like a thing to do is effectively like by brute forcing it with just like casting bless or some kind of magic that is vaguely in opposition to it isn't going to work, or at least not unless you are able to get lucky effectively. You think that you'd have a better shot if you were able to study it more and actually create a spell to counteract this effect. You think that like raw brute forcing it isn't going to work without a lot of attempts.
Gotcha. And so we really need those potions from Mikaela.
Yeah, I mean,
we have 4 with us. She only took 1.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know we had. Oh, I didn't know we had any.
I mean, you probably all have one.
Mikaela found 5 originally and took 1 for personal stuff.
Oh, okay. All right, then I guess after I smack him, I'll give him mine.
You watch as you uncork the liquid, and it smells vaguely of fish. You pour it over Awake's body as it kind of like splashes, and you see the liquids kind of starting to mix together as it like bubbles with a chemical reaction. And then you see that helix starts to break down and dissolve. As it's like slowly beginning to dissipate and spread throughout his body. You see his like the form is just like jittering. He'll be back hopefully soon. You're not sure. Definitely looks extremely uncomfortable, though. Well then, Kitana says, let's leave him down here to fix that himself. I think that Mikaela needs help upstairs. She left on her own, and it seems like the sounds of combat have stopped. She just kind of starts walking. We need to figure out if she's okay.
Yeah, okay.
You see her take a deep breath and then start sprinting up the stairs. Okay. And as we shift back to the other view, Mikaela.
Yep. At the door, Mikaela would stand her ground, using sorcery again to just bring up the cold magic within her to just circle around her as that one sorcery spell use. Just trying to stand her ground until the ruffians get out. And as soon as that happens, she's going to just quickly go back through this door and shut it. Like in a cartoon.
Oh yeah. Make me a spell check in place of an intimidation check.
9.
9. Okay. You put out this cold energy as it begins to. You see the temperature in the room like drop, rapidly. And it just seems to egg them on as you begin to now show like outward signs of of violence, an inclination to fight. And the nearest wolf is going to make a strike at you. As it attempts to stop you from casting a spell. Does a 17 hit?
Because combat ended, I do have a stamina point.
Naturally.
With a parry, it does not hit.
Okay. So you see this nearest wolf begin to charge toward you and attempt to bat at you. You deflect his blow with your blade. You hear the wolves in the back begin to howl as everyone around them begins to like howl in response. You see that effectively it's casting like a buff over the entire room. I'm gonna make an attack check for the Red Brands. 7, alas. You hear the sounds now of them like chopping with an axe at them to break through the barriers. As now the entirety of the horde is beginning to approach you. You see these guys moving forward, spells in their mouths.
Seems they're gonna be distracted from me for a little bit, so gonna do the door shenanigan.
Okay, cool. Do you disengage?
Yes.
Okay. So you're like, all right, and then begin to dip through the door, slam it behind you, and begin to run. Make me an athletics check. And everybody else in the party, please make me an athletics check.
Right in the middle.
Is Bless down now at this point? Okay.
Oof. Kitana spins up the stairs, but she is tired. She's exhausted. She nearly died a second ago.
Ooh, so is Spring.
Oh my god. Tonē is fine. Oh wait, Kitana's even exhausted. That's a 0 on her part. So Tonē, as Kitana begins to sprint off forward, you're easily able to catch up with her and outpace her even in your heavy armor. You bolt up to the top of the stairs.
Why don't you both roll ones?
You roll the 2?
I rolled a 2.
All of the wolves are going to attempt to attack the door and give pursuit. The door has an armor class PD of 15 and 5 health points. That'll miss. That'll hit, and it'll take 2 points of damage. And that'll hit, and it'll take another 2 points of damage as they manage to break through with the second wolf.
It has 5 health.
Yes. Second.
It's 4 damage.
Oh, that was 4 damage. Damn it, I can't do math. Alright, third wolf. That'll miss. That'll hit. Okay. With the third wolf, he's going to be able to use his last action to move inside. He charges toward the next door. Which you would have had... You would have had enough action points to get there. Because the previous door... Was the previous door open or closed?
We never went
minor
up
action.
there.
Yeah, but the minor action, you can only do one thing at a time. So if you open a door and then move, then that's 2 separate things.
And I used a stamina point for the parry.
Okay. Alright,
And my movement speed is 5.
But you also disengage too.
Oh, that is true. Alright, so that's
okay.
2 for the door and disengage, so I had 2 more for movement.
You see all of these wolves over here attempting to do their shadowy teleport thing to get up to the second floor, but they are unable to channel their magic right now. And you hear the shattering of wood as the red brands are able to make it outside, and you hear them hit the ground and roll as they begin to sprint out into the forest. And you notice one of them... you feel like you hear a name as one of them just like shouts "thank you" back at you, as you do have experience with these guys. These are the ones that you and Tonē thwarted together all those years ago. But they're off running as fast as they can. You see this like pack over here, way up there of the just like normal wolves. Think about giving pursuit. And then not leave the manor. Like they go right up to the edge of it. As the sun that is outside, kind of like freaks them out. And the ruffians sprint away. Okay. For the rest of you guys, as Mikaela is going to be able to disengage, open and close the door, and sprint out to the other side, with enough action points. We're gonna shift into a combat skill challenge, as you can either choose to run, finish them off, or do something else entirely. As soon as you guys are reunited at the very top of the stairwell. The stairwell is such that you could effectively like funnel them with like if Mikaela were to like leap behind Tonē, so you could act as like the shield in front, taking a bunch of damage, so that you wouldn't be fighting like all of them all at once. But it would still be a harrowing battle. So,
Mikaela would run.
Do you run out or down?
To the open door over here.
Through the open door over there. Okay, make me an athletics check as you just attempt to like straight up sprint as fast as you can.
0 point.
Okay.
Don't forget, that's not an instant nat 20.
I forgot keep highest, so it's a 7.
7. Yeah, that is a failure. You're gonna take 1 point of damage as you attempt to flee as fast as you can. But the wolves are faster.
Alright, I'm on death's door, guys.
Okay, Tonē.
Where's Mikaela now?
I
She
should
is
be up here.
Yeah. She's
This
like,
was my path.
Yeah, she's like on the path out here. As the wolves are chasing after her, for interfering or something.
Where do I need to go to like be able to hit them? I assume I can't like hit them through this wall.
This is a combat skill challenge, so just narrate to me what you like, what you're trying to do.
Oh, okay. I would like to distract them from Mikaela so she doesn't get overwhelmed. I'm not sure if I really want to taunt them though. Is there anything I can do at range that would cause their movement to go down to 0?
What spells
Otherwise,
do you have?
taunt is probably fine. Probably nothing that does that.
Oh, I just realized the
Look.
camera isn't focused. Damn it.
Oh. Okay. Remind me when Mikaela gets attacked again. I have shield. I would like to use shield
All right, make a
next
spell
time
check.
she's attacked. Uh, n- um. I guess I can do that now. Am I in range?
I mean, this is a combat skill challenge, so we're narrating we're narrating a chunk of time. As
Sure.
Mikaela
Yeah.
is
Okay.
trying to run as quickly as she can, and you are over here casting spells to defend her.
Okay.
We're not doing tactical combat, we're doing theatrical.
Yeah, there you go.
Gotcha.
Them's
There's
the
my low
words.
roll for you.
Hell yeah, that is a success.
14.
Um,
Am I spending mana on this? I assume so.
no, you're not.
Oh. Okay.
You don't spend mana in a combat skill challenge. You could cast Meteor Swarm and you would not spend any mana. It's just flavor.
Oh, in that case, I'll cast Meteor Swarm.
You guys watch it, Tony. I mean, just all of his swords at once and into a single wolf, decimating that wolf entirely. Katana's gonna give you a help die on that, because so that is it doesn't end up
17.
impacting anything. Yeah, 17. So she attempts to assist you by casting extra spells, and repelling the wolves away. Spring, what are you doing?
He would like to. Let me try to remember what this is called. Not know your enemy, because that's a fighter thing.
Analyze creature?
That sounds right. Let me check. Yes, analyze creature. Specifically something that the wolves would be afraid of, to either run away or just stop for a moment.
Okay, yeah, sure. Make me a nature check.
Nature. Damn it, that's a +1.
And I'll say that you have advantage considering this is like basically the main enemy you've fought with over the course of your ranger career. Too many R's in that
Cool.
sentence.
Yes.
Okay. A 15 is enough to get another success point. As you're able to what are they afraid of? These wolves would be afraid of the sun. I'll say that you like jerry rigged some kind of like explosive material just from stuff that you've collected from downstairs, like some kind of acid, as you chuck it at a spot on the roof to cause like a sunbeam to fall down. As they are like allergic to the sun, effectively, they're like vampires. Hence why dire wolves are rarely seen in the day. They have disadvantage on everything. And in so doing, you create an opportunity for you guys to slip a little bit further away. But being that that is overall a group failure, you guys needed 4 successes to get through this. You only got 2. Everybody that failed, which I think is just Mikaela, would take an additional point of damage from the failure. As you are like, as you are running as fast as you can with the wolves on your heels, as you are like as they are kind of wearing down your health before Tonē is able to get to you and put on like a lasting ward that defends you, and then kind of bring up the rear as everyone else begins to flee out of the area. Do you guys go back for a wake? Or do you attempt to rout the monsters?
I don't think we're going to go back anytime soon. The best case would be we loop around them and come back.
Kill them from behind, like in the circular
So
room.
we lead them like to the other half of the manor, and then we escape them and come back somehow.
I mean, if you guys
We
wanted
lead
to,
them
you
to
could
the.
you could just like run away and then come back like after a week or something, when you guys have better resources, and maybe the curse of the manor will be less. No, maybe the effects will begin to wear off.
Wait, you want us to come back for a wake in a week?
Oh, you don't come back for a wake or to loot the manor? Those are different things.
I was specifically saying we escape the wolves, wait a bit, come back for a wake.
Okay, yes, that is a valid thing to do.
I definitely think we
Yeah.
can wait an entire week for the loot, since
Okay, yes,
the
that's all right.
bandits or ruffians are probably PTSD from this place.
So,
That said, Tony does not want to wait a week.
okay, so
He might not want to, but he can.
I'm going to roll a stealth check for awake, to simulate you guys having done that action. I don't know what his modifier is, but let's see what he gets. Okay, that's relatively high. I think his modifier is negative, but even so, that is still a success by 5. No, it's not. That's just a normal success. Um,
Yeah, I
so
don't
being
think
that
it's worse
he,
than a -3.
yeah. So being that he on his part is unnoticeable enough, I will say that you guys are able to sprint to the fastest one. You're able to loop back around, then sprint down there, and then be like, and then just like lift up his slime body. He's being just like eat into your skin. You just like run as fast as you can, get the hell out of there, with your massive speed. And we will shift over to the wider page. And now I discovered this. It's phenomenal. I can move all of you guys at once without changing my file hierarchy like I always have to. And it's phenomenal. I can just move everybody at once. I love it. No, you do not need to roll a. Oh, no, I'm on the wrong screen. You do not need to roll a new character, Mikaela. But I will ask you to make a death saving throw, during this time.
Okay.
Wait, aren't you only at
I failed.
-1?
Okay, with the death saving throw.
Oh yeah, death saves still exist. Never
Yeah,
mind.
you are brought down to -2 health as you sprint out of the manor. Both Katana is pretty tapped out of MP at this point, actually, having casted a bunch of spells inside of there. And she has a little bit left. But Tony, I think you're basically full, right?
Not quite, but I'm good enough to cast heal
Okay,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, so you may then cast heal as you bring Mikaela down from pretty low to moderately high, as you all
Down?
in. Fuck. Uh, she is no longer on death's door as you do this.
am I casting Sacred Bolt instead of heal?
Hell yeah, yes,
Bring your
exactly.
health down?
You're helping her. You see, you're ending the process faster.
Uh-huh.
So you guys are able to flee from the manor and find a spot with which to rest, take a long rest eventually, as you all sprint out into open plains and reunite with your carriage and the cargo alongside it, as you find not Mikaela, Mahina, and the dwarves over a little bit further south, as the plan was when you went in there. So everybody can take a long rest, and reset all of your abilities and health points and stuff, and mana points, and over the course of the next night, you don't need to roll anything. Nothing happens. So you all are fine to sleep peacefully. And in the next morning, as you all are gathering your things and stuff, you see Katana looking back further north to where her quarry, she assumes, has escaped to. And she looks to you guys, and just says, "Well then, I guess this is where we shall part ways."
You're not going to loot the mansion with us, sister?
She laughs. No, I don't think I will. I will be going back, just briefly enough to, hopefully destroy the hideous stone. Just as she just like borrows a pickaxe or something. But once I've done that, I have no business looting that place. Everything there is probably cursed anyway.
If you say so.
She she smiles. By the way, if you ever do get cursed, I hear there's an alchemist in Phandelver that is great with there's a great alchemist in Phandelver that might be able to help you. So she is like thumbs up. But I will be on my way.
All right. Be safe.
She
Don't do
nods.
anything stupid.
That I can't promise. She laughs and she'll give you a big hug, and then shake hands with Mikaela and say, "It has been an honor to fight alongside you. You are skilled as you are as skilled with a blade as you are with stalking, i.e., being sneaky. Impressive to see a rogue of your talent." And then she will shake Spring hand and say, "And your knowledge of the forest was immensely useful in getting us to that place unharmed. So thank you." And then she just kind of glances toward the, some kind of like cloth spread that you've made for Awake, so that he doesn't like dissolve anything important. As he is still in his kind of like amorphous form, you see the helix now fully starting to dissolve, but there's still some essence of that stunning paralysis left on him, as his blob form kind of shifts uncomfortably throughout the night and even into the day. She just kind of looks toward him unsettled. And she looks back to you, and if there is nothing else you guys have to share or to say, she will be on her way, and she will leave the party.
Just a wish of luck to catch the leader that she was after.
Unlike my brother, I don't need luck.
Nice. He actually rolled low a lot as
Rude.
well.
She did actually. But yeah, she will go ahead and depart. Yes, and I'm just going to fast forward a little bit because the wolves that remain aren't really enough of a like proper fight to you. Like, you could very easily clean them out if you wanted to. So I'm just gonna say, if you are going to go back now, you've spent a night here. If you go back straight to Phandelver, then you'll be arriving effectively right on time from when you expected to arrive. If you head back to the manor a second time, then you'll be a day behind.
Mikaela
I
votes
think
to...
we want to be on time.
Yeah. And also she doesn't want to kill the wolves because they're just transmuted. Well, some of them are.
Mm-hmm. And Spring, make me an Arcana check.
Arcana. Okay.
Yes.
That's probably a +1 as well. Yes.
Probably. Oof.
Still a little exhausted and.
Certainly. Yeah, never mind.
Actually,
You gleaned no for.
I want to do the law. I'm gonna hero point this.
Hell yeah. Second natural one. Okay. Not bad. So, with that, I'm gonna say that you are able to, based on I'm gonna say that you and Tonē throughout the course of the next night, had done some just general, you, Tonē, and Mikaela, the three of you, looking over the books and the stone and doing magic on it and stuff, trying to learn more about it. You can guess that since the stone itself has been shattered, whatever curse was on the manor has been lifted, and with enough time, you get the sense that the people inside will hopefully come back to people. And if not, do you think that you'd be able to brew more of these anti-transmutation potions if you had a workshop to work with? But hopefully that problem will resolve itself, you think to yourself.
Will it at least not spread?
Definitely.
Cool.
That much you're sure of. Yes. The reason that I said that is because if you treat someone with radiation poisoning while they're in an irradiated facility, that is not going to be very helpful. If you get them out of the facility and then treat them, that will be more helpful. Does that make sense?
Yes, that does make more sense.
So, that is why. So then, onward or loot?
Onward.
Yeah. Might as well be on time.
Alright. So then, as you guys begin to head the path there, there's about a 3-day journey left. You would be arriving in the afternoon, assuming that all goes well. The next day, as you are traveling, most of it is fairly uneventful. As you begin to reach the Tribor Trail, going from off-road jankiness of the path, going over hills and stuff. As you soon reemerge on a trail of some sort, you feel a sense of relief as the cart stops bouncing around, and you're less afraid that the boomsticks might explode. And you guys begin to set up for the night on the next day. Who among you will keep the first watch?
Mikaela has dark vision, so she should probably be lost, or at least during the darkness. So I guess Spring is going to go first.
Cool. And since Awake is in a coma, effectively, he will not be able to take watch. You notice that as a side note, you notice that when you bring Awake back to the carriage, Stone Strike is like adamant that you basically ditch him, and assuming that you guys don't do that, she demands that you put him in like a minecart behind everything else, and just like keep him over there, so that he doesn't like fuck with anything.
Yep, expected.
Okay. Yeah. So, someone is pulling Awake in a minecart behind everything else. You guys all continue to make your way. So, Spring and I'm gonna assume Tonē are gonna be on the first watch, and then Mikaela and the fact that Mikaela by herself on second watch. Does that sound right?
Spring probably made the typical runaway picnic basket bag on a stick for a week. Just tied it to the back of the cart.
Nice. Sure, you can definitely do that. So then, who will first watch? Please make me an awareness check.
Awareness. Yay, I'm good at those. And we're back in the grassland. So I think I have advantage. Let me double check.
I think it's survival and stealth. I don't know.
It is, yes. I was mixing it up with Hunter's Mark again.
Oof.
I am. What? I do not have access to that page. Reload.
Welcome,
What?
Jaku.
There we go. Lost my. Sorry. There we go. It wasn't letting me in. It wasn't letting me in.
Okay.
Yeah, you've been removed from the party.
Yes.
We left you in the mansion.
Yes. You are comatose.
Oh well,
slash
goodbye.
paralyzed. Yes, but please roll up your new character. Kitana left the party. She was so distressed and died because of you. They were not about to take another monster along the party with them.
Wait. Katana fucking died?
Oh yes, 100%.
No, she didn't die. She didn't die.
I'm just getting the roll. I'm just getting the roll tracker open. I already have everything else open.
Yep. Cool.
Sorry for not being here. Just needed to go somewhere.
No problem.
I was.
All right. So, we'll get to what's been happening with you after we get through the watches. I believe is it Spring and Tonē on first watch, and Mikaela on second watch.
Oh, sure.
Spring's on the first one, Mikaela on the second one. Which one is Tonē on?
Are there three?
There's only
I guess
two.
I can do the third one.
There's first watch and second watch. Yeah.
Sure, I'll do the first one.
Because a long rest is split into two parts. One where you have to be sleeping, and one where you can be doing light activity. So.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'll roll awareness.
Cool. And what are you guys doing as you are passing the time in the early part of the night?
I'm going to sit and count my money.
All right. Tony's despite
1 piece of gold, 2 pieces of gold.
And I think Spring would be comparing the quote unquote spell brand from Katana's drawing to the one in his memory to try start connecting any similar patterns in them to perhaps what's it called? Disrupt them if he comes across any wolves with them in the future.
Sure. Make me an Arcana check, and we'll just say that you'll do this over the course of the remaining days until you get to Phandelver. Okay. With a 10, I will reveal what you discover as time moves on. But initially, you can immediately notice that the main difference between the sigils. Let me actually consult my notes so I don't do a faux pas. But the main difference between the sigils, if memory serves, rather, you guys have been comparing notes a lot on what kinds of languages are being used to inscribe things, and you can pretty quickly tell that it is in wait. Let me open this in the correct window. Okay. I was afraid that it was going to come up on camera and destroy things. But you notice that it's, again, same language, same kind of like swoopiness and stuff that is like making concentric circles with rings and stuff. But that the one that you're remembering as you're like really struggling to really see it in clear imagery. That one seemed to be much less, much more dull. I'll say. It didn't seem to have nearly as powerful of just like a general arcane glow. And with your knee-jerk reaction, you would assume that like that one that Kitana was dealing with is probably like a second draft or something compared to the one that you fought, ages ago.
Yeah.
Cool. So.
And none of us have recognized the written form of this stuff, right? It's not a language any of us know.
No, not at all. But the only thing you know is that it seemed like Kitana had some kind of passing study of it.
Cool.
Cool. So, with that, your first part of the night passes fairly uneventfully, as nothing appears to disturb you guys. So you guys are alright. Mikaela.
Yo.
You are woken up by... who wakes up Mikaela?
I could wake her up.
Yeah.
How do you wake up Mikaela?
Spring is gonna go to sleep in his
He starts. He reaches into my pockets and starts counting my money.
Alright, sure. That is how you are woken up again. How do you respond?
She just blinks at him. He's probably done this before.
Oh my god.
She just wakes up. 1, 2, 3. What are you doing?
Anything happen tonight?
Nope. All quiet.
She'll nod and get to just a spot where she could just start to watch.
Cool. Night begins to pass. And most of it passes actually pretty uneventfully as well. Well, actually, make me an awareness check to see if you do notice anything in the darkness.
I believe I only have a +3. Yeah. Bung.
As you are on your watch, Mikaela, getting toward the later hours and then the early hours of the morning, you start to see over the hills in this direction what looks to be like a campfire or some smoke signal that is going up into the sky and just very slowly coming closer over the horizon.
Ping the direction again?
This direction.
Probably other travelers. This is the Triboy Trail after all. Yeah, just pillar of smoke, probably torches. Or is it like different from that in any way?
Is it like a dust cloud or is it like
more
smoke?
more like torches than dust.
Okay.
Definitely some kind of like fire or something.
Like, is it a huge plume of smoke like some volcano monsters coming? Or is it just like
no.
a few just wisps?
A few wisps.
Cool. She's just going to chill and wait for it to come closer. Perhaps
I made a mistake.
during this travel,
it's not coming
okay,
closer, but it sets up around the horizon. So like you can just barely see it on the edge of your vision.
Probably literally just someone else setting up a camp.
Yes, probably.
Is what she assumes. From conversation with the miners, have any of them been in this area before?
Yeah, a couple of them have been in and through here a lot. Certainly.
Alright, she'll probably like wake up one of those miners and point it out. She doesn't deem it a threat to wake up the party.
You see that the guy that wakes up is like very like alarmed and afraid, and then when you explain it to him, he's just like he's a deep breath of relief, and he peers out over the edge, and he's like, probably just a campfire, but I can't imagine why someone would set up. She kind of just thinks for a second. Typically, you'd set up a campfire like way earlier in the night. Weird to like stop now. They might be in like a hurry or something, but she's not concerned.
Alright. They're not concerned. Mikaela won't be.
Cool.
But she will mention it in the morning.
Cool. And with that, the night continues to pass, getting closer into the darkness, and then slowly thereafter, returning back into bright daylight. As all of you once more awaken. Coincidentally, awake!
Oh.
Are you here? So,
Yeah.
When last we left off with you, you had landed the killing blow on the wolf slime, I believe rolling a critical hit, and you shattered the stone that was inside of its skull into a million pieces, and one shard of those pieces lodged itself into your chest as it caused your limbs to go like fully inert and continue with the arc of your swing as you went back around the other side and managed to almost kill Katana, but thankfully, due to the fact that your rage ended immediately, she was able to be saved. So with you, we're gonna cut to another dreamscape. As this time, as you are kind of sleeping, you feel yourself just kind of like falling endlessly for a little bit in this like dark void that extends all around you. With your sight, you can basically see nothing, but through your blind sense, you able to feel the extent of your body. What form does Awake take?
In his dreams, he is always in his humanoid-esque form. Just he always takes his humanoid form. He's been trained to do so. So in his dreams, he'd even be in it.
Okay. Almost like a reflexive muscle. You don't even have to think about it. You feel as the wind is coming from beneath you. Your slime starts to spread out and form like these tendrils, which then form into hands. And then kind of float limply. As you begin to descend for a while. You feel a sense of what's the word, like of melancholy, of numbness. This just general. I guess morose. I think these are all the correct words. As you were falling and sinking for a while, and then you feel very soft, like, as you hit the ground, and you can feel beneath you what looks to be like the cold, hard stone floor with this ancient brick that is laid out and broken in places and covered with moss and debris. You recognize this as a dungeon. You've seen many, or you've seen a number of them in your time, and you're familiar with the general layout of them. But as you hit the ground, what goes through your head?
Probably just, where the hell am I? Where's everyone else?
As you begin to ask that question, you stand up and you look around. This room that you're in seems empty. There's no light in here that you can see at all. Pure darkness. You can sense only the vibrations in the ground. And you can tell that this room is not especially large.
I guess. Can I feel like. I guess I'll look around for a door or something. Like, if I can, like, every now and then I'll knock the wall to create some vibrations to get a better sense of what's around me.
Sure. Make me an awareness check, please.
Okay. 19.
Right. So with that, as you kind of slam your fist into the wall, hearing these reverberations echo throughout the room, you can pretty easily spot where the door is. But you also can sense through the wall into the room beyond what appears to be like a collection of like bodies or something that are all slumped together, almost in a heap.
Uh, Do I have my weapons on me in this dreamscape?
As you ask that question, you feel them coalesce.
Okay, then I guess I would draw my sword, my sword, javelin, and shield, and just use my last limb to open the door. I'm ready.
Okay. So as you open the door, you can see that it opens into kind of an adjacent hallway, and you are immediately hit with the smell of something rotted and putrid. Just like you seemingly almost want like to vomit, though you have no mouth.
I have no mouth, and I must scream.
Exactly.
um. As you look around for some way into this room that you have kind of feel into, you feel as you kind of walk through the hall, just like tapping on the wall. It doesn't seem like there's a doorway into that room at all. And then there's this hallway that extends forever in one direction, forever in both directions, just kind of as far as you can see with your blind sight.
So there's no way into that room, and there's a hallway. I guess I'll start going down the hallway.
Okay. So, you begin to walk for a long time. As you're walking, you kind of lose your ability to sense time as this same monotonous or the same kind of repeating sequences of bricks happen as you like walk for what feels like hours, and then you feel as you kind of slam your fist into the wall again, just for another reverberation. You feel yourself behind where you started, in the same place, with the room that you started in, and the room with the corpses kind of in front of you. You've made like a complete loop, moving only straight.
So in that case, there's no room to the door to the corpse room. I guess. I guess in that case, I would try to break down the wall to the corpse room.
All right, cool. Make me an attack check.
All right, it's shattering force. Just so you know, I auto crit this D20 plus 4.
Sure.
That's an 11.
So with shattering force, actually, you can just like fully crit automatically. What does it look like as you break through the wall?
Awake basically just he steals himself for a moment. Puts away his javelin to get to get one of his limbs ready, and he just he uses just a he. Let me get my thoughts straight. He brings a bunch of his slime just into one giant fist shape and just lunges towards the wall.
Yes. Like an animation where you have like those exaggerated poses, you just like fully as your fist that is like 6 times the size of as it should be slams into the wall. You hear it crack and then explode forward. As you break into the room, you see like dust kind of scattering everywhere as you feel this like loud echo go through the entire building. You're in the room. What you see before you. Kind of now that you're able to see clearly into this room with your blind sight, you see a pit in front of you with that as before has some pile of corpses, and you can see across from the pit, standing now, having been interrupted from their work. Some figure in a dark cloak with the insignia of a spider on their shoulder, and a what looks to be like some kind of sharp implement in their hand. You can hear kind of like buzzing with a very faint glow as they turn to look to you.
In that case, I'm not sure what type of check this would be other than attack. I'm going to just immediately get up my javelin and try to like pierce their hood to the wall.
Sure, make me an attack check. Are you trying
Yeah,
to
it's like
hurt them or reveal their faces?
Just like if they're wearing a cloak, I'm trying to basically pierce that to the wall so they can't get away and reveal their face.
Cool. In that case, make me an attack check.
Okay. Yep, and since I can draw a weapon as part of an attack, woo, D20 plus 4. Come on, baby. Ooh, 18.
So, you throw the weapon with as much force as you can muster as it launches forward like a ballista bolt. And you see that the implement they have in their hand, they raise it into the sky and draw like a circular pattern. As the javelin kind of freezes in midair and then clatters to the ground. As they cast some higher level of shield. You see that they say, "Interesting, very interesting. You see that they kind of like peer at your face. Are sentient. You've been awakened."
Yeah. And now I'm wondering what the hell you've done with me.
You see the implement kind of buzzing in their hand as they kind of twirl it around. You're wondering what the hell you've done with me. Make me an influence check.
Okay. /R D20 plus 3. 9.
You see they kind of cock their head to the side and say, "I'm wondering the very same thing. Perhaps you should conduct an experiment."
Wait, you mean to tell me that you just appeared here too?
You hear a very kind of hoarse, raspy laughter, as they then say, "Why you've interrupted me in the middle of my work. This is my workshop." You can see as lights begin to kind of flicker on throughout the place. You can see kind of along the walls, kind of hovering in place, all manner of like mangled corpses that have been cut open and have. You see, one of them looks like something has burst out of its chest. Another one seems to have been stripped of its skin, as there are like these arcane marks that have been carved into it. As the figure kind of like raises their hands proudly to show off its work, and then says, "Come, there's this one that I've been working on." As you see that appearing behind him, there's like a stone table, almost like a workbench or something, that seems to have like a body laid out over it. Come, you must see.
The last thing I remember before being here, I was at the bottom of that mansion, fighting that damn other slime. Where the hell are we?
You see that the figure that is kind of excited. You see it, its posture change. You can make me an insight check if you'd like to.
Okay.
As it begins to squeeze the implement in its hand and said, "I said, come here." But you can easily tell this thing is displeased that you're not following its orders. As it almost snaps the thing in its hand.
I guess I will. I'm gonna keep my weapons and shield out, but I'll move up to him and pick up my javelin along the way.
As you take a step forward, you feel yourself kind of move through the air as you find yourself standing over the edge of this experiment. Please make me a charisma saving throw. Charisma save.
Oh boy. /R
look down.
D20 plus 1.
Okay.
That's an 8.
An 18. You are able to hold your composure as you see a fairly athletic human man wearing nothing but pants. You see that around him are all manner of martial weapons, and you can see that he has brown hair, like brown eyes. He's got a beard, and you can see that cut open into his chest. is a kind of like a his chest cavity has been opened, and placed in the center of it is a small blue orb of slime. And then you wake up. You find yourself, now that you wake, in a little what are those, like Spring just said what it was, but you find yourself in like a cloth bag tied to the end of a stick at the back of the carriage, just like kind of limp in your slime form with all of your tools nowhere around you, and you can hear the sounds of the cart wagon moving and your allies just speaking.
You all just hear that.
You guys hear Awake scream as his slime form just like struggling in the bag. You can't really get out of it.
Spring probably gets a fright because he's probably sitting nearby.
It's just
Does anybody let him out?
the bag starts melting. The bag starts melting.
Yeah,
You guys see
that's
the
what
bag
Spring expected
start
to
to
happen
elong-
because he wasn't sitting that close.
You see the bag kind of starts to elongate as the slime is like whoop, props onto the ground. The whole
They're trying to like
through.
instead of trying to like break the grapple, he just like melts through it.
Exactly.
Just,
Okay.
where are we? Where is that? Where is he? I'll kill him.
Who?
Wait, no.
The slime?
You didn't. No.
You can very
After-
as you are awake now, you can very clearly tell that what just happened was a dream.
I dreamt of some guy. He showed me I was in some labyrinth, and it was some guy with a spider on his cloak. He showed me a human with. It almost looked like a human version of me.
Were you dreaming of transmutation?
Not exactly. There was a lot of corpses. A man experimenting on them all. He showed me his latest work. Human with a beard, flayed eagle, and where his heart should be was my slime.
Wait, what?
I don't know. That's just all I know is that I killed that other one, that wolf slime thing, and then I was there. Now I'm here. Where are my pants?
You probably melted those back at the mansion.
Ah, damn it. I mean,
Make
it's not
me,
like I can.
Make me a
It's not like I
mindset
can.
awake.
Okay, it's just like.
Yeah. We'll decide that if you roll above a 10, then we'll say you did not melt through your pants. Oh, no. Alas, no. You're all that remains are like shattered bits of cloth, or tattered bits of cloth.
Oh well, it's not that big of a deal. It's not like it's just. I like to. People look at you weird if you don't have.
Spring
You-
sympathizes with this statement, I assume.
Oh, definitely. But luckily, since they're not in the city, he's currently pantsless. He does have fur on, so he's not exposed.
Hung like a squirrel. Hung like a squirrel.
All right.
Oh, welcome demonetization.
That's so bizarre. All right, understood.
Half the party pantsless.
All I know is that was weird. What about that? I felt a stone fragment go into me or something as well. What happened to that?
As soon as you say that, you immediately feel like an ominous presence when you look at Tonē.
Yeah, that would explain it.
What is that supposed to mean?
You said you're a weird artifact and treasure hunter, so can't be too
Oh,
surprised when you take weird artifacts.
Yeah, I intend to study it a little more.
Yeah, you're the magic man. You get it more than we do.
Yeah, I did find out that the obelisk can tamper with the soul of a person, thus controlling him.
What?
And it's similar to the magic on the arrowhead that you gave me.
Wait. Tamper with the soul of a person.
Yes.
This guy that our employer's hunting. Did he mention anything about about spiders?
The spider people were on the mural in the room in the mansion.
Yeah, the guy that talked to me in my dream, he had spiders on his cloak.
They're the ones that did the shady dealings with the Tressenders when they started their transmutation. That's why I asked when you mentioned the spider.
Yeah, look, Tony, just don't get any of that inside you. Don't. I mean, that should be obvious, but don't,
Yes.
don't.
The
He
cursed
pointed the
artifact is
potions
in
on
fact
you.
Don't eat it.
the cursed artifacts are in fact not for consumption. Very, very deadly toxic. Do not eat.
For external use
I
only.
hope you're ready for an unforgettable dungeon. Just
Fun
fucking
fact.
dungeon messy moment.
I was watching someone put a computer together on stream, and like the motherboard, which is like this massive like keyboard size or half keyboard size like thing, had a sticker on it that said "Warning, not for consumption" just on it. And you do not put warnings on something unless someone has done something stupid with it before. So it
Every
just makes it work.
every warning label is written in blood.
Exactly.
That's why Tide Pods have warnings now.
Oh God.
Didn't need them 10 years ago.
Yeah, every
We
warning
just
label
didn't
is
know
written
we
in
needed
blood.
them.
Exactly. Because we didn't need them 10 years ago.
Oh, this has been. How long has it been since the mansion?
4
About a day or
days.
so.
It's been 4 days.
Right. I forgot that I moved the X.
I forgot.
Yes.
How has it been 4 days? I thought it was like 1 or 2.
It was 3 days, and then we took another full rest, which we did the rolls for. Once we reached
It
the
was
Trampoid
3
Trail.
days. It was 3 days to get to Phandelver, but we're not there yet, according to the map.
Right. So you guys were here when you took your first full rest, and then you have since moved a day and traveled here. So it's been basically
Right.
like, I don't know, 30 hours?
2.
Oh, okay. I should still have 0 rest points.
But yeah, just what is everybody at health wise and rest point wise?
I thought it was full, because we took a rest.
Well, yes, but you don't
We
you
don't
don't just
just-
automatically go to
yeah.
full health. You basically get to spend all of your rest points and then regain them when you go to full rest.
Well, I'd be pretty much I'd be back at full since I was at 11 HP during at the boss fight.
Cool.
So, yeah.
All right, just making sure.
And I'm at 5 out of 8 hit points.
You don't think you would have healed during the first full rest?
That was with the rest.
Oh, damn. Okay.
I was at 3 and 0 rest points.
I see.
Am I able to use heal, like, in between the rest? Because I have 6 MP that I don't need to spend
Yeah.
all of it on it. Whatever you think is fair, but
So
we
the
did
problem is,
rest,
if I just
and
let
I
you
had
spend a
3
bunch of
MP
mana
left.
points on healing, then any encounter that I throw at you to be like travel fatigue is basically irrelevant unless it kills you. You know what I mean?
All right.
So I think what I'm
Whatever
gonna
you think is
say,
fair.
yeah. So I'm gonna say I will allow you, since we just had like a big like boss fight and stuff. I'll allow you to be full on MP, but I'm gonna say that you won't regain MP until you have reached your destination. Cool.
No, I'm confused.
So
So I had 3, and we took a
Yes.
long rest.
yeah, so you're at full now.
My max is 6.
Yes,
Okay.
you're full MP now. But if you were able to
Okay.
just spend all of your mana points on healing every time and every day, then that would mean basically there would be no long-term HP damage, and anything that I throw at you,
Right.
just like as an encounter as an obstacle, isn't able to wear
Right,
you
yeah.
down because you can just immediately heal it all the way back up the next day. So I'm gonna say
Right,
we just
yeah.
had like a proper normal encounter instead of a travel encounter. So we had a dungeon, so I'll let you be at full HP and MP because of that. But for the duration of the travel that remains, that MP is not going to be either don't spend it on healing or it's not going to recharge. I'll let you choose whichever you're going to do.
Okay.
So which do you prefer?
I would like to use some of the MP to heal whoever needs healing, like once. I
Okay.
can do that once, or 2 people twice. And I had 3 left before we took the long rest. I
Sure.
have 6 total. So whatever you want it to be right now, that's probably fine.
Sure. I'll say make a spell check, and that'll be the last heal that you're casting.
Okay.
Mikaela, you can make me an Arcana check.
11.
Spring, you go up to full.
Okay, cool.
Hooray! Then I'm back to 8.
All right. So, as you continue to read the book, that's not an especially high roll. So I will say you'll be able to start making progress on one of the topics that are in here. You got a bunch of books, I think. Do you remember what all of them were about?
I only collected 1.
You only collected one. Okay.
The
I
research
took
paper on
3,
transmutation.
I think,
Yeah.
Tonē took three.
Uh,
and
Okay.
I don't remember
Yeah.
what they were.
I would like to read those as well if Tony would allow. But first this one.
Cool. I'm gonna say that what you're able to glean from what information are you trying to glean from this paper?
Anything. Like how this transmutation works, anything about the history about it. Like if they say, "Oh, my name is Professor Super Spooky Guy," and
Alright.
yeah,
So
and of course,
mhm.
any way to undo it.
Being that this is an especially dense piece of literature, I'm going to say I will allow you to start making progress on one of those questions.
Been a day of travel without Awake, so I think after Awake talks about the spider guy, it would be more so about like the surrounding nature, the history, but because she started before that, during that first day of travel, it would be how it works.
Okay.
Because she already does have the potions to undo it.
All right. So then, for that first day, I'm gonna say you're, with your, your speed reading is not especially, you don't have a long amount of time. So I'm gonna say with the first day, what you were able to glean, is that it was an especially complex ritual that involved a lot of different material components, and also a large enough chamber to set them up, accordingly. Just like parsing the diagrams is like difficult to even comprehend.
Mhm.
And that when you're looking through the author of this thing, you can't really find. Like there are a bunch of names that are scattered throughout. It seems like this thing was especially well referenced, but there is no name on the title of the page, so it might take more time to actually figure that out.
Did any of the diagrams have the symbol that was on the big purple wolf?
Ooh. I'm gonna say with a 7, you're not sure.
Alright.
Alright.
Because she'd be most interested in just reading that entire page if she sees that symbol.
Cool. We will see the fruits of this as you begin to spend more time on it. But being that when you're traveling, there's you don't have it's not the most conducive to reading, being that you have to be on the move and stuff, and carriages are bumpy. But as you guys begin to cross into proper trail territory and begin to head further south, you begin to see the caravan of people from the campfire. And the first thing you immediately notice is that they are in fact not people, as this collection of as this caravan is in fact made up of just a bunch of goblins that are carrying like backpacks with them, and just traveling along the road. You notice. Can everybody please make me an awareness check?
Are these perhaps by chance
Oh,
buddies of the one goblin we let go, I think it was? Or did we chase them down and end them?
He was in fact let go. Make me a history check. See if you can recognize what the goblin looks like.
History, I think that's also +1. Yes.
Tony's too busy counting money to have noticed the goblins approaching.
pretty much.
I'm gonna go ahead. You're not sure, Spring. I'm gonna go ahead and move us all here. You can place your guys wherever you would like to on this path. The intersection with where the Tribewar Trail is, the Tribewar Trail, where it splits off to go to Phandelver, is further in this direction. So you kind of like hit it at an odd angle and have to like go sideways a little bit in order to continue following the trail. I believe, being that the road is narrow, since it's not a main road, this is the assumption that I had for what the carts would look like. Feel free to set your tokens up on there and also move the arrangement of the carts if you feel that's not how you would have done it. Or between the horses and the oxen. And place your tokens wherever you'd like.
If Awake hasn't moved from where Spring left him, Awake would be in the back corner here.
You see the Mahina would probably be out front. No, she'd probably be inside. Alright, so I believe, what was it? There was the minecarts, and then there was the food, and then there was the tools with the secret bombs underneath of it, right?
That sounds right.
Cool. That may or may not become relevant very, very soon. So,
The bombs are probably in the middle cart.
The bombs are in this cart.
Oh, right, there's 4 carts. Yes.
Yeah. This one has bombs, this one has food, this one has mining equipment, and this one has miners.
Yes.
cool. Yeah, I'll just leave the rest of them. No, I'll make that one be gray. Cool. That's just for my own sake. So, you guys notice the goblins coming a mile away, or Wake does specifically, and they seem to be, like, curiously looking up, but they can't really tell what you guys are. So I'm gonna say that, like, this distance is a good, like, 40 squares. 40 squares. So, what are you guys doing as you begin to approach this little traveling band of goblins? Those in the cart cannot see them. In the, like, actual carriage, where all the miners are. What do you guys do?
With my roll of awareness, I am in the food cart, but I'm assuming I just smell their torches or something, eh? Smell them goblins, they stink bad.
Certainly.
Where's my character?
Put it on the screen wherever you think he would be.
Oh, alright.
I would stop reading and climb up to the top because I know that everyone's been just hanging out on the top of the carriages a lot.
I mean, these are just like open carts.
Oh, they are? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I thought they were
there's probably like a lid on them or something, but they're not like an actual carriage.
Okay.
It's just a bunch of boxes, effectively. Crates on wheels.
Oh, she could see them then. She ignores them until someone
Fine.
else does something.
Mikaela ignores them.
The goblins?
They're just backpackers. They're just traveling. Like, we don't need to disturb them.
Awake. You rolled a 22, right?
Let me double check. Yes.
You recognize that on the 3 goblins that are kind of in the front, each of them are outfitted with some kind of magical jewel.
Huh. I mean, do they look
Damn
hostile?
it, they have good loot. We have to rob them.
They do not seem hostile. They're like confused at what is in front of them because they're small and don't appear to have very far sight. Like you guys are way more alert than they are, but they do seem to be like kind of like poking at each other, like, "Hey, do you see that?"
Mhm.
This is the Triboard Trail. How are they confused to see other travelers?
So I'm guessing somebody told us that the goblins are up ahead, right?
Yeah,
They aren't keeping it to themselves.
I assume so. Mikaela currently has the nothing, and awake is looking forward.
I didn't assume that.
I mean, if you guys
I was
don't
so-
say anything, then you theoretically will be on a collision course with them.
I mean, yeah, no. I guess I'll tell them to slow us down. Stop.
You see that Mahina will go ahead and pop on the front and begin to slow down the cart.
Then I'll jump off and start just walking.
Cool.
And Spring is gonna grab some bowlers as the cart starts slowing down because he's not entirely sure why.
You see that Stone Strike. You're just kind of like looking around, like what's going on. And as you as you guys get within like 20 feet of them, you see that the goblin shaman who is in front, he seems to be like outfitted in like wizardly clothes, but you can tell that the staff that he wields is got like a bird skull that has been like tried to a stick that has this like glowing green gem in it. This archer on the left appears to be wearing like a diamond tiara or something. And he is like just outfitted with generic goblin archer stuff. The other one is like a heavily a goblin that is wearing like heavy armor and has like an orange green gem that is just hanging from the neck. No, sorry, not. I said green. I mean glowing. I've been saying green to mean like magic-y stuff too much. He has an orange gem that is glowing as like a necklace around his neck. Tony, please make me your choice of history or arcana.
Those are the same for me. Unless I can use like, I don't think I have jewelry anymore, but I can use something like that.
You could use sense magic. Something seems
Do I
familiar.
have a minute to sense magic?
I'm gonna say that if you are gonna be upfront while the talking is happening, then yes.
Oh, if they're talking, then absolutely.
I'm assuming you guys are talking.
I mean,
yeah. Yeah. So cool. You run up front to be within range of your sense magic items. I assume Spring and Mikaela are not too far behind. As a wake steps forward, you see that the goblins are kind of on guard as you approach them. You see the shamany person in front kind of tap his staff to the ground and say, "Stop! Halt right there. You are Slime Man?" He scratches his
Yeah,
chin. Are you?
I get. What?
You are guard construct?
No,
No.
I'm just. I'm a person.
You see, he scratches his chin. Strange person. You are blue. You
Well,
have many arm. Not like normal insect beastborn.
I mean, when a mage gives you sentience, I mean, this just kind of comes with the magic.
You are strange. What you are doing on Tribor Trail? Why you are in the way?
Heading towards the city.
You see, good, good. You see that he kind of like looks over, like leans to one side, trying to look behind you. Do you have food? We are hungry. Yes, we are very, very hungry. You see the guy, the soldier behind him, just kind of nod furiously.
I'm gonna take a second, just like look at them and just go like, does it look like they're red? They're like gearing up to attack.
Make an insight check. Yes, that's a skill in this game. Insight, please.
You can always sell them the food.
Okay, so, you look at the shaman, and he looks like he's almost not paying any attention to you at all and just looking behind you. Specifically at Tonē. And you can see that the archer seems uncomfortable, and is kind of like seeming like he's trying to back away from this interaction. And the soldier is like steadfast. He was walking with his sword drawn. As he's just like, he's got a shield out, his sword is drawn, wearing heavy armor. You get the sense he is generally knightly, or at least like well trained. But he could swing at you right now if he wanted to.
So, let me get you want some food, right? You're
Yes, certainly.
Look, forgive me for assuming here, but you're a band of people with weapons who encountered travelers on a barren road.
Yes.
Is this what I think it is?
You see that the shaman kind of laughs a little bit uncomfortably, and then says, "Do you have magic items?"
No, not really.
Make a deception check.
Deception, influence. Come
Shut
on,
up.
baby.
You know what it is. I think this is the correct shaman. If it's not, he might look a little bit different.
Shit.
He doesn't have very high charisma. No, not really. You see that he looks very intently at your featureless face, and then says, "I guess you just have very good armor, then, your friend back there with very obviously like glowing with several enchantments on him. I guess you must just have very good armor.
Oh yeah, that's just how he is.
Yes, he must be like from other world or something."
Oh yeah, he serves a great red dragon.
She like the goblins go like, "Oh." We are
And is this a curious ooh or worried ooh?
a bit of a mix of in between, like, "Oh." Well, I am Lord Riz. My last.
No, no! I'm gonna kick your ass.
What is your problem?
Lord Riz, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Certainly. We are a tribe of Blakcat. We travel forward from. He pulls out a map. from Tribord Trail, we are go this way. And he just kind of points forward, shakily, and then rolls it up. We have collected many artifacts from other travelers with good sales. Yes, good, very good. There is dwarf man that we trade fairly with good food and good weapon, and we trade in them for. You see that he holds up his staff. Magical acid bolt, and then he points to the archer to expect him to say something. Does not say anything, and then the shaman says, and shielding magic headband and necklace of fire. As he points to the goblin soldier. Necklace of fire, though, not work very good. We think we are swindle. We have been lied to in our fair business dealings, and we want revenge on bad businessman dwarf.
I mean, what's the name of this dwarf, and do you happen to have a trade agreement on you?
What is trade agreement?
You don't know what trade agreements are. Trade agreements are. Okay, it's clear you haven't done this before. I've learned about them in my time. Trade agreements. Anytime you deal with a man like that, you write out the terms of the trade on paper. You both sign it with a witness.
None of us can read.
That
poses a big problem in writing the things. And so then he pulls up like a paper that has a bunch of like scribbles on it that mean nothing. I don't think this.
Why am I trying to teach? Why is the slime man trying to teach the goblins economics?
Last time we had tried for right contract, it go very badly. We are swindle out of all of our clothes. He puts the thing back in his bag.
Yeah, the illiteracy will do it.
Tonē, by this point, as you are doing your sense magic, is there any item you're focusing on in general?
He said one had fire. I don't think I care about that one. What were the other two? One was staff of acid bolt. What was the third one? Probably the third one.
Shield.
Tiara of shield.
Yeah, probably that one.
Cool. As you focus on it, you immediately recognize the work of Gundren Rockseeker, and you can tell that this is one of the items that were on display back at the manor, all the way in Neverwinter.
Like one of the
one of the ones that he was displaying in his manor.
Oh, interesting.
And if you want to make a spell check for me, you can, to attempt to glean more about it. And if you roll 20 or higher, then you will automatically attune to the item, as per your magic spell.
Well, I rolled a 13 before.
To
same roll.
To sense magic?
With the +4 and the -4, yeah.
Cool. So yeah, with the 13, you get the sense that the thing that he is wearing is, as it says, a protective amulet, a protective circlet. Can cast spells a number of times.
Wait, hold on. My headphones died. Say that again.
You can, based on the fact that you know what this is already, I will give it to you. It is a thing that allows you to just as an action cast the shield cantrip, without having to know the spell.
Gotcha.
You can choose to pump.
Do you still have to spend MP on it, or?
It's a
cantrip. The shield is a cantrip now.
Yeah. So yeah, you can choose to enhance it if you want to, but by default, it just effectively gives you another spell, another access to the cantrip.
And you can use it multiple times.
Yep.
In a day?
You can use because it is a cantrip. You can just use it infinitely.
Oh right, because it's a cantrip. Yeah. By any chance, have you gone up north to Neverwinter recently?
you see that he pulls out a map that he is holding upside down. And he says, "No. No, Neverwinter is much too far down. We are sideways." You see that he draws like symbols in the air. He's just like trying to think. No, are we? No, wait. Hold on. He puts both of his fingers up to his temple as he's just like thinking very hard.
Can I see that it's upside down from 5 spaces away?
Yeah, sure. You can tell these are not very goblins that know what they're doing.
Yeah. How about? I meant south. I said north, but I meant south.
He kind of
Have you
holds
been
the paper
south
diagonally, and then he's just like, bad. He puts the paper back in his thing. We are looking for more magic items, and if you do not have any magic items, then we will be on our way. And he just begins to like stop off this way.
So wait, but before I suggest something stupid, that mansion was abandoned, right?
It was.
Okay. Well, there actually is if you really want to do better jobs with trade agreements and stuff, there's an abandoned mansion up that way about a day. I'm sure there's some things that can teach you how to read and do some other stuff in there. It's abandoned. No one's living in it currently. You can take it for all we care.
You think the monkeys are going to teach them how to read?
I mean, don't they make books that teach to like help people learn to read? I mean, that's how I learned. Well, I had help, but I'm just saying there might be something like that in there. Doubt it can all be novels and maps.
I would strongly argue against that. As someone who has a library, I don't keep books that train people how to read.
Fair enough, but I mean, if they want to try, it's not like we have anything to use that. It's not like we can use that mansion as is anyway. No one else is using it.
That's true.
It is at that point that you guys see the archer kind of step forward and start to whisper into his ear. And then you see the wizard kind of once again looks at Tonē and then begins to just like cast like a ritual spell, which is gonna take a little bit of time. You can immediately recognize Tonē as like the detect magic spell.
Well,
I'm going to summon 2 weapons.
Just like out of thin air.
I mean,
Awake has previously said that you guys do not carry magic with you.
not really.
No.
It's just like that.
I'm
Not
not
the
gonna do
phrase.
that.
Not
I thought
really
Awake
implies we do
said
carry some,
Awake
but
doesn't
not a
have any.
lot. Yeah.
There was
Also
no
that.
magic items, not no magic.
Anyways,
Yep, it's true.
Do you choose to summon your swords from your dragon horde?
No, but can I counterspell detect magic?
How would you like to spell rule detect magic?
I can use if shield's a cantrip, I can do shield around him, and use shield to like block his. Wait, hold on. What I want to do is I want to make it seem like his detect magic, like detects magic over here, like on this guy.
Okay.
So like he detects magic, and all it does is tell him that there's magical items over here on the third guy who has a magic item.
All right, make me a spell check as you attempt to redirect his detect magic by casting. I'm assuming like you're counter casting your detect magic.
Well, I don't have detect magic, but yeah.
Well, I'm using the sense magic items feature is effectively.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I'm allowing you to use it interchangeably. Think of it as like enhanced detect magic.
Yep, sure. Yep. Let's go.
So, as you, what does it look like as you attempt to cast your spell?
Very subtle, obviously.
Yeah, it's very subtle.
You know what? Make me a.
There's a bit of a glow around the goblin soldier.
Make me a trickery check as you attempt to do this unseen.
Okay.
I'll say it's DC 12. DC 13
Trickery.
for their passive. Or no, it's 8 plus their awareness modifier, so that would be 11. DC 11.
So close
5.
to 14.
Alas, it is very obvious that you are attempting to cast a spell and befuddle his thing. And when his thing, he's like, "Hey, that is not fair of you!" And as the spell goes off, you can see that he detects magic on you and can tell that you are. You can tell that you are. He can sense through your connection to your horde. Just a massive horde of magic items. As he shouts, "They are liars like the dwarf! We shall kill them like we killed him!" As he begins to slam his staff on the ground, and enter initiative. You are trying to trick us like he did. All of you Longshanks you human folk are not worth trusting. Right, let me go ahead.
Spring looks down at himself. But also, damn, they just killed our boss.
Alright. You know what's annoying about this is that these are drawings and they are not. They're drawings and they're not actually part of the token, so I have to like ungroup them in order to interface with the token, which is a little bit annoying.
Also, after the failed spell duel, Spring is gonna throw his bowler at who's what it? I think it was spellcaster, the closest one in front.
Yeah, that would be the spellcaster. Feel free to add your numbers to your initiative.
So, this is definitely not within 5 spaces. No, so disadvantage on this.
Do I need to roll again? What's the
initiative now?
Oh, all right.
We should be an attack check.
Because attack check, okay.
Yeah.
Why is it not working?
Mikaela still doesn't really see them as a threat. She came forward and is chilling on this rock, rolled only a 6.
Mahina is going to represent all of the NPCs. Mikaela is second to last.
No, I lost a crit.
I'm gonna roll this attack check as both your initiative and your. No, this is an attack happening before initiative. 11 will, I believe, hit the guy.
11. I got 12, a 12, didn't I?
12 will indeed hit the guy. And deal what? 1 point of damage?
No, because bowlers are base 0 damage, which is.
Oh, is this the capture weapon thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
And speaking of, physical save against the capture DC, please.
Yeah, well, that is higher than that. Also, I think that you just roll. It's against your contested athletics check, I think.
No, let me go double check that.
Control F, capture. It's a weird feature. Instead, make a martial check contested by a physical save.
Martial check.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
Yeah, it's bonkers.
Then that's gonna be a 13, is not a 12.
He still succeeds.
Yes. Yeah.
As you throw a bow at him, he whacks it out of the air with his staff and just like yells in Orcish.
Yeah.
Alright.
Orcish. Damn.
Yes, as that is the global goblin language. And you would make a separate check for your initiative.
Okay, we're not doing joint things anymore. Got it.
Yeah. Alright, so there's doop, 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 yep. Okay, cool. Unless swing rolls and 11. Okay, so you're going after a turn. Okay, cool. Round 1 begins. Awake, you are up first. The goblins seem very angry at you for having lied to them and claim that they murdered the dwarf who gave them all of these things.
Well, so first action. Yeah, let me go ahead and if it would let me. Yep. Not 2, 3.
Skull token
Okay.
for rage.
Yep. Then I'm going to boop. So that's a second action. I'm going to attack the goblin wizard with my bastard sword /R. D20 plus 6. Oh wow.
Let me check some. Did I give them? Oh, I didn't. Okay, cool. Right, he's not the one with the shield thing. 11 will hit.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, so that is that's 2 damage, 1 base, 1 from rage.
Cursed slime!
Oh, and then with my final action, I will size bigger, powerful build, rage. 3D. Oh, so wait, that's okay. Yep. 4D D20 KH1 plus 5. Yeah, he's grappled. And my turn ends because he's grappled now.
Does he take damage from your slime body on his turn or on your turn when you start?
I believe it's when his turn begins. I can't.
Okay.
As a side note, were you doing any maneuvers with that, or were you just grappling?
No, I didn't have stamina. I only have 1 HP left.
Okay. You're bigger, and you had rage. Why did you roll an additional d20?
Did I roll? Oh, Doi. Why did I say powerful build twice? Doi. I said
cool.
Bigger, powerful.
Cool.
Wait, no,
That's
he's a goblin. Wait, no. So
Isn't goblin small? And you have powerful build,
Yeah,
so you're two sizes bigger.
It's a binary thing. I agree that
Okay,
it's
yeah,
but
right.
raw, it's binary. Cool.
Right.
So,
Oh, I forgot about
You
that.
guys
I really
watch
wish it
as-
was.
You guys watch as Awake steps forward, takes his bastard sword with 2 hands, cleaves it down into the shoulder of this guy, and with his third hand, grabs him by the collar and lifts him into the air. As you see this goblin wizard kind of look at you, very incensed that you would attack him. And
I really didn't want to do this.
He looks the very angry. And I guess he doesn't have any speed, so that wouldn't even do anything. I think
Oh wait, his turn began. 1 acid damage.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
You see that he is not very liking this at all. He is going to take his staff, take the angle it in the air so the front end of it is pointing toward you, and then attempt. You see his eyes go fully black. As he casts a spell. Please make me a mental saving throw, and he will roll with disadvantage.
Oh boy. Wait, roll it with disadvantage?
Yep.
Wait.
So that fails anyway.
Who's rolling with
it's a dynamic.
disadvantage?
Oh, and I think the spell fails to cast on a nat 1. I think. Either way, you pass the save.
Oh.
Sorry. What was that, Tony?
I was just asking who was rolling with disadvantage.
He was.
But
yeah. So
goblin.
you
Yeah, okay.
you watch as his eyes go fully black as he points the end of the bird skull staff at your head, and as he attempts to cast a spell, he accidentally puts it into your taps your shoulder with it, and as he hears the acid on the bird, he's like, no, ah! And he yanks it back out, and the spell doesn't cast, and he is exposed. He's gonna spend his last action point to take the minor dodge action, denoted by the wing. And that'll be his 4 AP. Tonē. He's like, oh, no. I guess minor dodge and expose will cancel out. So.
I can summon weapons with a minor action now, right?
I think we agree. I think I said that was going to be a downtime
Oh,
thing
a
for
new
later
thing?
on.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's fine.
For now,
You're
it's
right
an
because I
action.
don't see it. I don't see that change. Okay. Well, I will summon a weapon anyway. So, well, 2 weapons.
What does it look like when you summon your weapons?
Well, let's see what we get. Of course, it's behind the turn order. Oh, 7. Okay. So they see like these gold portals open up behind me as 2 weapons appear like over my head. There was a 7, right? Yeah. The Unholy Bone Nunchucks and the Vampiric Bloody Great Axe. Which... Yeah, okay. All right. So that's 1 action point. And then with my second, I will throw the Unholy Bone Nunchucks at the grappled Goblin Wizard.
Cool.
And also at the same time that this happens, I yell to Awake, "Hey, Awake! You might want to disarm them."
Gotcha.
Let's see. And this would be a disadvantage because it's he's dodging.
He rolled a nat 1, so that's straight.
Oh, all right. I still want to, because I think it'll be fun. I want to spend 1 HP to get myself advantage on this attack.
Cool.
So I'll roll 2 d20s. And of course, I got the worst 2 throws. This is 11 against his mental defense.
Mental defense? I think he has a
Yes.
high mental defense. Let me check. No, that's a normal hit.
He's joined. Okay, awesome. That would be, I think it's just a base of 1 damage. It shouldn't be 2.
Yep, sounds like it to me.
Yeah. Just looking at what it said. All right, and then that was 1 throw. Let's see. With the bloody great axe, 2-handed. I want to throw the great axe also. That seems very fun.
Okay. You guys watch as Tonē takes from his dragon's hoard a small pair of bones that he chucks at this thing, and then a massive great axe the size of like his entire body, that is just like dripping with blood before it even comes out.
Yes. Can I? Let me see. I want to see what maneuvers I have. I think I have knockback and expose. Knockback wouldn't do anything if he's grappled, right?
I think he would
It
have
would
to
free
save
him
against
from the
breaking the
grapple.
Yeah. So Awake would make the save, and if he fails, then the wizard would be free from the grapple.
I'm confused. There were 2 people
Force-
talking at once.
Forced movement breaks grapples.
Okay. So I can't just. It's not just going to be like damage because he can't move, because that would be awesome.
No, that would not be the case.
Okay. Well then I'm not gonna I'm not gonna do knockback.
You could do power
But I
attack
can
if you
spend.
wanted to.
Yeah, or I could spend an AP to get rid of disadvantage, because I would have disadvantage this time.
Honestly,
So I
probably
could
worth
also
it.
spend. It's probably worth it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'll spend HP.
I think you can only do that once per turn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Then I'll spend 1 AP.
You could spend health on damage though if you wanted to.
Yeah, sure. So okay, 1 AP to do the attack, 1 AP to get rid of disadvantage. That's a flat roll, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then 1 hit point to. Did you already take it away the first time?
The first one, yes.
Looks like you did. Okay, and then 1 HP to power attack. All right.
Cool.
Oh, come on.
On a physical hit, that will miss. As you throw the nunchucks that wrap around him and unleashes dark energy, you see him like hiss and like a feral cat noise. And then as you throw the axe, you watch it as he ducks and the axe goes between his hat and his head as it implants into the ground behind him.
But he needs to save against bleeding.
Right. 1d20 plus 3. That is a save.
Yes, it is.
He grabs his hat. Anything else?
How is he able to dodge? No, that's it.
Okay, cool. In that case, this goblin soldier is going to thud, thud, thud. 1, 2, 3. Thud, 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 thud. He will end his movement there, standing in front of this guy with his first action point. Right, let me. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so from there, he is just going to make an attack check at Awake and say, "Get off of him! He is our glorious leader. You must let him go."
No, I won't do anything in response.
Cool. He make attack check against you.
That's a miss.
That'll miss. Okay. As he slashes at you with his sword. Goblins, alas, are not very prepared people. I think he will just attempt to slash at you one more time. With his last 2 action points. It is a 13 hit.
Oh, 13 hit me. That is just barely a normal.
Okay. On a just barely normal hit, you will take 1 point of slashing damage as he carves into you with this thick, heavy goblin sword. Actually, retcon a little bit. That first thing will have been a... Nope, never mind, actually. I remember who this guy is. Yep, that's about all he can do. They're not in a very good situation, all things considered. Spring, you're up next.
He is going to run closer to there, probably. And he will... throw a... What's it called?
Bola.
A stake. No, because
stake?
he
Goodness.
ran out of his bolas. Yes. At the... No, that one's wearing armor, but it's also the most helpful. Yes. He will throw it there anyway. At the soldier goblin. And apply the trip maneuver.
Cool. I'll make a physical saving throw. Oof, he falls prone.
Nice.
Do be aware that prone costs 2 AP, right?
Yep. 1 to move, 1 to throw, 2 to trip.
22 is
That's
a brutal hit.
22 to hit. Making this 3 damage.
Plus the passive?
Ooh, yes, because I moved closer. That makes that 4.
You sprint forward, chuck this thing as it splits in between the armor in his knee, and he falls to the ground. Like, ugh! His shield clatters to the floor. Anything else on your turn?
Um,
Movement, attack.
no, because I don't have any P2 Hunter's Mark with.
Cool.
Yeah.
In that case, on the the goblin had you. On the goblin archer's turn, you see that he's going to sneer, and he is going to take out his bow, and then just glance around at where he can even go, for cover, as there is not much cover here, and their whole thing is kind of based around cover. So, I mean, heck with it. Two spaces is the same as 20. He's going to draw an arrow from his short bow, and wordlessly fire it at Awake. Please, actually no saves. Just 23 against your PD Awake.
That is a brutal.
All right, you're gonna take 4 points of piercing damage. As he fires an arrow into you.
Yep, halved to 2 because rage.
Yep, cool. And then with his last 2 action points, he's going to fire another shot. As
Stamina back.
17,
Heavy.
3.
Okay, 2 more.
Mikaela. The goblin archer fires a bunch of arrows. You are a cheat in your business deal.
Yeah, I'm pretty far away, so it seems like I'll just be archer as well for this combat. Do I not? Hmm. I'll do knockback.
Cool.
Is knockback allowed with ranged in this version?
It is, yes.
Alright.
Noticing that he is prone, so he will just let you shoot at him.
The soldier?
Yep, that would give you disadvantage.
Alright. Because I think knockback the wizard won't put him here. So might
Knocking
as
back
well
the
do
wizard
a
might break
soldier.
the save, but yeah, knocking back the soldier into him is fine.
Oh yeah, didn't realize it's not. Forgot that. Tony is about to do that. Yeah, soldier I'll do. And I'll just put everything into 1 attack. 2 AP to break disadvantage and 1 for advantage. And then the AP for attack and AP. I could use an SP. Yeah, SP for knockback and then extra AP for power.
Boom. Fire.
Doo-doo-doo. 17 hit.
17 is a heavy hit.
Alright. With power and heavy, that should be 3 damage. And then he makes a save against knockback, I believe, right?
Yep, I rolled 17.
Alright, that passes my 14 save DC.
Cool.
Earn.
On the turn of the goblin grunts, because there are so many of them, they're going to act in twos, as they're going to spend an action point to charge forward. One of them can get within range of you. So with his second action point, yeah, the flanking is now on. This is goblin. What's the name? Goblin. He will attack you. And spend his final action point on advantage.
I'm going to raise shield it.
17.
Heavy hit -2.
Okay. On a heavy hit, you will take no damage from that. This guy is going to do a straight roll against you.
Oh, that's a brutal crit.
You will take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as they're just coming at you with their fists. One of them socks you in the knees as you block it with your shield. The other one comes right up, smacks you right in the face as your head rolls back.
Beautiful. Right. Oh my! I did resistance. I love you.
On the turn of the NPCs, hearing the sound of combat, Skystone Jack is finally gonna be like, "What in the hell is taking so long?" And she gets out of there and is like, bastards. And she's going to spend the rest of her movement going as far as she can. And that'll get her all the way there. Mahina is going to just glance around, make sure that there's no... oops, M-A-H. Make sure that there's no secrecy afoot. 1d20 plus 5, I think. Where's... on 11, she doesn't spot anything, so she's going to hop off her thing. Go 5. And then another 5. And then she'll chuck a dagger at the wizard. Which will hit and deal 1 point of slashing damage. Her turn is over. On the turn of the remaining goblin grunts, they're going to continue to dogpile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that'll put them in range. So you'll be taking 2 separate attacks.
Oh boy.
As you're getting dogpiled. That's the first one. And that's
I'm gonna raise shield that heavy, and that's a normal.
Cool. You take 1 point of damage, as you cannot block shield. You cannot shield in 2 directions. So you're just getting pummeled in from all sides. As the goblin leader says, "Again, release me, and hand me, you barbaric fool. I am the leader of the Blakcat tribe."
The funny thing is, so okay. I have 2 AP left and a stem. Okay, so throwing a creature into another is athletics checking its PD, right?
It's contested athletics.
Well, no, throwing a creature into another
that's
creature.
Correct. That's correct. Yes.
Contested athletics, and then compare that. So yeah, I'm going to throw the wizard into the prone guy. So that would give me another advantage. I believe that would give me another advantage. So because he's exposed, because he's prone.
You're not making an attack though.
Oh, fair enough. So 3d20 KH1 plus 5. That's a 22 to throw the wizard into the prone guy.
You succeed by 10. So what is that?
So that's 3. That's 3, and because it splits them between, that's 2 damage to each.
I'm gonna check the rules for this specifically because I want to be sure about it. Throwing creatures. Throw at a target. Let's include a target's PD. Throwing creature on a target each take half of the damage. On a miss. Okay, cool. So yes, so you succeeded by 3. So they're each gonna share 3 damage. Both of them are gonna take 2 damage. The guy on the ground is very nearly dead. The guy in your hands is getting very pissy now.
Then I'm going to go for a. Okay. Oh, I meant to say I would do that throw with a stamina. So let me go and remove that.
Cool.
0, and then with my final 2 actions, I am going to go for a. I'm going to attack the prone guy and add a sweep attack onto the wizard.
Cool. The prone guy's going to raise his shield. The goblin archer behind him is going to enchant his tiara, as they're going to activate their defenses now. On a 24, the guy on the ground is dead and removed from combat.
I sweeped over to the wizard.
With shield, that's just a heavy hit.
Yep.
So
heavy
2?
plus raise, that's 3 damage.
3 damage. Okay, you fully kill the wizard and the soldier. Dead on the
and
ground.
My turn ends.
Cool. Seeing their leader die and their main tank die, you see that the rest of these goblins are immediately like, "Oh, what the fuck? We were killing this guy. What is he doing?" And they immediately seem terrified.
I love this system.
Spring. Or Tonē, sorry. Tonē and Spring, together.
Yeah, I'm going to summon another 2 weapons again. For 1 AP. I've got the lightning rod and the falchion. How much health can you tank?
You should be able to see his health bar, can you?
Yeah, I'm just 3.
He's at 3 health.
I think lightning rod does 1 damage.
Yes, 1 damage and an AoE. So if you gave him a brutal hit, he'd take 3 damage, halve to 2, and still be on his feet.
Yeah. So I can hit 3 of them, or I could hit 2.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 3 of them and him, or I can hit 2 of them.
Correct.
Actually, I can hit these 2.
Well, what you would be drawing is a square. So it would
Right,
be
yeah.
like that.
Yes. So I can't hit these 2. Never mind. This one and this one.
No.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
you get any 2 grunts or 3 grunts and awake.
Right. I will try to hit. Actually, wait. Before I do that, let me cast Bless, even though we're about to beat the crap out of all of them and be done. But I have extra mana, so why not? That's just a spell check. 11. That succeeds.
4 creatures?
I think that's 3. 3.
Mhm.
Okay. So me awake. And then I don't know who wants the third one. Spring, do you want the third one?
Yeah, why not? I'm about to Hunter's Mark, so that would help applying that.
Cool.
Okay, sure.
A massive shining gold light begins to glow upon everybody in the party except for Mikaela.
Yep. All right, so that's 2 AP. And then I think if I can. I would need an extra AP to apply a maneuver, right? To apply the knockback maneuver.
That is correct.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let me think real quick. Ooh. Oh, the falchion is versatile. I'll throw that instead. Get a +2. No, wait. No, let's throw the lightning rod because I haven't done that yet. And we'll hit these 2. And I have 2 AP, so I'll just do a regular attack. On those
Cool.
2. Why didn't it? I hit enter and it didn't work.
Oof.
1E.
And you're targeting the 2 on the bottom?
Both
or
of
2
these 2.
Okay, cool.
I
A 20
guess I could
is
target
a brutal hit.
Sweet. That's +2, right?
Yep.
So 3 damage.
You call down a strike from the heavens as lightning erupts forth from the earth. You hear the goblins like screeching in pain.
Yes, and the lightning rod just like slams into them and just zaps them. Yeah. And then I want to cast Sacred Bolt on this one.
Cool.
For my 4th AP.
You may do so.
It's probably gonna miss. That's
that
mental
hits.
defense. Oh yes. 1 damage.
Cool. You see his you fire a bolt of
Wait.
holy energy into his forehead as it begins to sear, and he's like, no, not again, get out of my head.
I have blessed for both of those. I don't think it's gonna matter, but 2 on the first one and +1 on the second one.
Nope, doesn't matter.
Yeah, okay. That's it. That's all I've got.
Cool. Spring.
I am going to Hunter's Mark the Archer
You are powerful with
Run.
many magics.
Run towards them. Wait, let me measure that out. Plenty.
I see you come to strike me. Come. Try your best.
Draw a dagger and stab with advantage.
He will spend an action point to shield. As the tiara, as the circlet on his head begins to glow.
Wait, I have a third advantage from Hunter's Mark. I forgot about that.
3d20 KH1 plus 4 plus d4.
No D8 yet because nobody's helping and it's not exposed. Yes.
Correct.
That's a sad roll.
I believe that is a heavy hit. Let me check the archer stat block.
Better than my rolls.
Of course, it is that is indeed a heavy hit.
One base, one heavy, no passive because it's a sword, not the stake.
Cool.
So that's 2 damage.
Wait, he used shield, so that's 1 damage. As you run forward and begin and stab at him, you see that there's an arcane ward that your knife is slowed by. Is that all?
Yes.
The archer.
And now the next person to attack has a D8 to that.
You see the archer notch an arrow into his bow and draw it all the way back as he points it at Awake. Now, I'm very certain that with a good enough shot right now, I could at the very least drop your friend to death's door. But you're all people of reasonable intellects. I assume you know that further combat will do nothing but surely kill my allies and deal great damage to yours. He is going to spend 2 action points to disengage, and as a goblin, he will be able to move up to half of his speed. 1, 2, 3. But I am more than aware that we are outmatched here. As a token of my good faith, he drops the bow on the ground. There's not much else I can do to ensure the survival of my remaining men. He points at Spring. You react strongly when Litter, the wizard, he mentioned dwarf. You know this man.
I think so.
Well, his head a little bit too big for his body. He likes to talk more than he is. In fact, our dwarf associate has not been killed. He has merely been taken prisoner over in the Cragmaw Manor. As he kind of as he does he does like a big smile. You can see that his teeth are all jagged and razor-like. We are in fact not just severing tribe of whatever the fuck he was saying. I don't pay attention for his stupid ruses. You let us live, I will take you to the Cragmaw Manor. I'll take you to the Cragmaw hideout, and if you are in luck, you'll find your friend, and we walk away from this free. Do what the fuck you want with the hideout. I don't care about them. Deal?
Spring is gonna look back at the rest of the group.
I'm fine letting them go if needed.
We won't get money. We won't get our pay if our employer's captured, so might as well.
You see that he grins. He grins a lot and then rubs his hands together. Very good. None of those idiots are out of my way. He looks at the rest of the goblins. I'm your new leader. Back away from the target.
My question is, why is he giving up the manor people?
Because these were the book goblins instead of the Garbuck goblins or whatever.
He mentioned earlier that the name they're traveling under is a ruse. They're part of the same tribe.
Oh,
Exactly. So what's really happening there?
You can make an insight check if you want to.
Yeah, I will.
Does anyone wish to immediately continue the combat?
No, awake
No.
is fine giving it up if the others are.
So,
No, I didn't hear any yeses, so I'm going to say that the combat is over, and you see that Stone Strike has her hammer kind of like in a position like she's about to like chuck it, but is not doing anything, seeing that you guys are all calming down. She slams into the ground. With a 19, you can tell that, with a 21 even, you can tell that this guy is looking at the dead bodies of the people who were higher up in the chain of command, with a look of just like superiority, I guess, over them. As he just kind of looks to you guys, seemingly like you've done him a favor.
the wizard?
The wizard is dead. Soldier is dead. Archer is the one who was smiling with glee.
Right, yeah.
Or,
Oh, and he's happy that they're dead. Got it. Yeah.
yes. Very good. Well then. Again, back away, he says, as they were going to retreat with their action that as they disengage and move at the same time. Well then.
What of the magic items?
They clearly were not very much use to them, were they? Take them. They're not worth anything. The idiots wanted something that would give them power, but I knew. He kind of taps the tiara of shield. This was worth more. I keep saying tiara. It's a circlet. Take them. I don't care.
so what do they do?
One of them, as Tony very quickly realizes, is the fake that he produced and placed in Gundren's manor. The other one casts Acid. One casts Acid Bolt, one looks like it should cast Firebolt, but is nothing.
Mikaela will go back to the carts.
Cool. Mahina will do the same. And seeing that you guys are following him, the archer is just going to put his hands behind his head and walk very casually away from the sign of the scene of the crime, as the other goblins are just kind of looking at each other like a little bit afraid as they begin to follow who is clearly been marked as their new leader.
I like this archer goblin. He's pretty cool.
Yes. So then, this archer goblin will. Man, I just love that I can do the thing that I wanted to do the entire time and just go like, zoop, and I don't have to mess up my entire file structure to do it at all, like I've been doing for the past like 7 episodes. It's great. It's great. So, with that, you guys can choose from here to either follow your route down to Phandelver. Maybe you know that Gundren mentioned that he has brothers that he was working with. If you think that your what you carry in your cart is worth, if you are worried about what's in your cart, taking it right into a den of goblins might not be the smartest thing. So it might be a good idea to send that over that way to get your at least your paycheck done, and then you could follow them to the hideout. Or you can follow them to the hideout and maybe catch them by surprise, maybe siege the place. Entirely up to you.
Yeah, we can send Mahina and the dwarfs ahead to collect the payment for a job done.
Alright, cool.
Yeah. But
Uh,
will that be enough adventurers to protect it?
that is the question.
How long from where we are to each location?
It's about 2 days other way.
Even with spring running full tilt.
I know the goblins are not as fast as you guys are. You would be going faster without the cart because you don't have anything to carry with you. But you would be, you would still. It's still like maybe a day and a half without that. Let me make sure the camera's in focus again. Ah, it is not. Yeah, you can either.
You see, if it was player Mahina, I'd trust her. But it's NPC Mahina. Can't really trust her.
Indeed.
Very
You
good
guys
point.
sense that there is no more soul behind her eyes.
Well, we can trust NPC Lady Mean Face. I forget her name
Guys,
completely.
don't strike.
Yes.
Yes,
The madam
don't
with the
strike.
hammer.
Yes.
They have a map, right?
Yeah, they have a map.
Does Sky have a map?
Scott, yeah. If you were to leave them on their own, they definitely know what they're doing and where they're going. The only question is do you think that they can make it there before they're beset by bandits somewhere in the middle of the night, right outside the edge of the city? How likely that is up to you to decide.
I think
Okay.
Mikaela thinks that getting the cart on time is probably goal number 1, so she'd like to go with the cart. And if the party decides to go with her, then just having the goblins mark the hideout on the map would be like a very good way to go about it. So that we could get Gungeon later.
Mm-hmm.
But if we get them later, the goblins can prepare for our arrival and betray us.
If they're even trustworthy to begin with.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, that very outspoken goblin from before did tell you a completely different story, and there's no one who will speak up to corroborate whether or not this archer is the one telling the truth.
Also, they
The
might
third
kill
option is betray the goblins, since we know where the No, it is a manor, isn't it?
It's a hideout.
It's an abandoned manor.
I might have said manor, but they're hiding in a cave.
Oh, okay. Then we are less likely to find it without the goblins, aren't we? Actually,
what
does
is this? What is this parchment? I have no. I cannot read these words.
Actually, does the name that the goblin gave us sound like a familiar name of the area?
Yes, it is in fact the name of the goblins that Grundon warned you about that were raiding things.
Oh no, I didn't mean the goblin band name. I meant the hideout name.
One and the same, Cragmaw. Named as such for their very sharp teeth that they eat rocks to make it be pointy.
Okay, then I'm fairly confident Spring can find it without the goblin's help.
See the archer shrug. Fine, use my help. Don't use it. We are going to leave you on your merry way. Leader's plan of ambush was dumb.
Oh, this wasn't out loud. This is just
Oh,
me planning.
Yeah, cool.
Do they have the hideout marked on their map?
They don't. The map that they were using was the archer claims not to be able to read the map. You can see a number of like drawings and arrows that are written on the map, but without spending
Mikaela
trying to decipher,
offers
you might not be able to see it.
to trade a gold piece for the map.
For their leader's map.
Yeah.
Make an influence check. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Oops.
$14.
You see him kind of think it over, and then smile his crooked maw. Sure. And he hands you a map with a bunch of markings in Goblin, and we'll take your gold piece.
Alright. Tony, I only have 4 pieces to count now.
Why are you giving up your gold?
It's a nice map.
Should be saving it.
I have no need of gold. Besides spending it.
See, the goblin begins to like use the coin to sharpen his tooth. Spend it? Nah. Good for sword and arrow to sharpen.
Gold is a soft metal.
Yes. He continues to grind
Mikaela
it
would
against
not
his teeth.
say anything.
Tastes like salt.
He'd much rather use a whetstone.
No, Awake is a blacksmith. He would just he would chime in with just like, you know, gold is a soft metal, right? That's terrible for sharpening stuff.
Gold is a
Did-
precious metal, much better than stone.
Since he loves the gold pieces so much, I'll offer him 3 gold pieces for the circlet.
Make me an influence check with advantage. Goblins do not have knowledge of how the economic structure works, as we have previously established. So he might not be aware that this thing is worth a lot more than 3 gold pieces.
Right. That's what I'm banking on. $16. Oh, do I have bless still or no?
I'll say sure.
Okay. Whoops, that's not going to be right.
That's a wee bit too many. Let's try that again.
We can take the first one or we can re-roll. It's up to you.
Just roll another one.
All right, it's 17.
You see, he thinks long and hard about it. And he says, that one worth 3 gold pieces. He points at the red thing on the ground. Map worth 1 gold piece. This, he scratches his chin, worth 300. As he looks at you with his eyes like wide open.
Spring is gonna make a face like, oh, that's so little.
Roll an insight check for him.
He's hoping that the goblin said the wrong word. Like 100 isn't as much as he thinks it is.
With a 6, as he looks at you, then he says, he looks very distressed as he looks at you. Make a deception check, actually, with DC 6.
I'm gonna smack Spring,
Influence.
and I would say there's no way anyone pays 300 for that. It's worth 3.
Okay. As you guys continue to haggle, I'm gonna say Spring and Tonē together. You can make one more influence check, contested by one more of his insight. Oh, that's the best roll so far. So with an 11, he does believe that 300 is not a very big number, and also that it is too much. So we'll see what the price ends up being. We'll say it is going to be the difference between his roll and your roll. So Tonē, make me one last. Okay, a single.
One.
How about you're able to haggle it down to a single gold piece. As you go back and forth, and he's like, fine, you drive hard bargain. I appreciate good, honest communication. And he will hand it to you.
Sweet.
They give you the gold.
I hand him 1 gold piece.
Very sadly.
He continues to chew. He continues to chew on his second gold piece, putting teeth marks in it.
Spring is gonna softly clap behind I think it was Tony buying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spring is softly clapping for the goblin behind Tony. Well done, you got a gold instead of dying.
Yes. Good bargain. He puts it in its pocket. I'm just going to say, we never speak of this incident again. He's gonna fire an arrow into the corpse of the wizard, and he will turn and start walking. You guys may choose to follow him or not.
I have a feeling we'll see him some other time.
Dungeon?
Yep. Deliver our cart and supplies. And perhaps even get back up.
All right. So who all is going south to Phandelver? Who all is going west to Crackball?
What does the green X mean?
Goblins.
And the brown X is.
Cart.
And the dark black X is.
The party.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Mikaela goes south.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with
Yeah,
the
Spring goes with the cart.
Does it make follow the goblins? Like?
I'm gonna wait. Everyone else is going with the goblins.
Everyone else is going
No,
south.
we're going with the cart.
No, we
Yeah,
left
no,
the
I'm going.
goblins.
I'm going to Phandelver.
We
Yeah.
got the item, and I'm fairly confident Spring can find the cave.
All right. You guys head toward Phandelver, and the goblins disappear to the west, with a new leader in their midst. Okay. With that, make me one last set of watches as you guys rest the day before you arrive in Phandelver. If you choose to leave like earlier in the morning, then you would be able to arrive there before nightfall and not have to rest too close to the city. Like, basically, like push through those last couple of hours. Alright, so I'm assuming it's Spring and Tony on watch 1 and Awake and Mikaela on watch 2 as before?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
Alright. Cool. What are Spring and Tony doing this night? Spring was, if memory serves, looking into something. You rolled 7, I think, right? You rolled a 10 on Arcana, right?
Check. Yes, it was a 10.
What were you looking into? I forgot.
He was trying to work out how to disrupt the magic brands that he's found on the wolves.
Right. So, I'm going to say that as you are continuing to walk and think about this, and you discuss a lot with Tony, and Tony's able to tell you some of the way that magic is written and the way that you imprint things to basically casting a spell, even if you're doing it through runes, requires a very little amount of magic to do like instantaneously, but to have a lasting effect requires like an exponentially higher amount of mana. So there's a completely different. There's almost like a completely different syntax for casting a spell and enchanting something. The latter being incredibly more difficult without some source of power. And so, as you think again to the different writing of the runes, how the first one seemed to be both in the same swoopy language, but with noticeable difference between the first and the second. The second one certainly is your. It seems like whatever the change that was made in the syntax of the thing caused a more powerful spell to be cast in the drawing that Katana made. Assuming the drawing is accurate, of course. But it is definitely a much brighter like pulse of energy that she's drawn. And did I actually show you guys what the thing looks like? I don't remember whether or not I did.
I don't think so.
Okay,
Don't-
cool.
Probably not.
In that case, let me go ahead and upload it to the library. In Roll20. As I do that, Mikaela, you were looking into who had written the documents, and you had rolled a 7, correct?
What?
Sorry?
When did I roll stuff?
Last watch.
Yeah, let's watch.
Yeah, that 7 was for the first reading.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll like a
This
bunch of them
time,
in sequence. I'm just gonna say
I'm
that
reading
one
the
roll is gonna
map.
carry for the whole thing. Oh, you're reading the map.
It's
Okay.
much more interesting than that book now.
Okay. Do you know Goblin?
No.
This is what the wolf looks like.
Dang. Pretty wolf.
Badass.
Yes.
Okay, I'll read the book then with the 7.
I mean that's your choice.
I guess she just looked at the map and realized she doesn't know Goblin, and and has to find someone who knows it.
Okay. So, in that case, as you continue to read the book, you were looking for try to decipher who the author was, right?
Trying to decide just anything from the history around it, like because of the dream that Awake had.
Okay.
Uh,
You try to decipher anything around the history of this thing. What languages do you know?
Human subdialects, Elvish and Draconic.
As you are reading through this document, trying to figure out anything you can about the history of it, you see a lot of names that are of various different people. But you notice the ones that like keep coming up again and again and again appear to be Elvish names. Um, it seems like whoever was spearheading this movement was in fact not the gnomish um, settlers that had, at least not the members of the Tressender family, who were themselves gnomes. And as you kind of like are glancing through it, you can pretty easily guess that they were not. They were not. They themselves were not arcanely minded enough to conduct these experiments. They were basically funding a research project. Too many words. Okay. So Tony, can you please roll me awareness without bless for your second watch, for your first watch? Sorry. Second
Sure.
first watch. You and Spring are on first watch.
Or
You rolled the 4.
14. No, 14.
Okay, cool. With a between a 14 and a 16. As you guys are chilling out here, you can see over the like kind of in the horizon, a good ways away, you can start to see the smoke of many chimneys going up, and there's a very faint light in the distance from the city of Phandelver, and you can see it rising into the night sky as kind of behind it you can see the hills that start to rise up. And now that you're getting like closer and closer, you can see in the distance, kind of as inky black as the night itself, these Sword Mountains, which rise high into the sky, kind of blocking anything else further from your view. You hear the sounds of cattle and other animals, but there's nothing dangerous that disturbs your night. Mikaela and
Wait.
Wake.
Hold up. Do I get
Yep.
to do anything while I'm on watch?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I would like to study the obelisk piece a little more.
Cool. Make me a spell check.
Okay. 23.
Okay. With the 23, as you continue to zoom into this obelisk, of the 3 questions that I said you were able to ask before, 23 is a success by 5. So you are able to now answer the question: where did it come from, or what does it do to monsters?
I think now that we're out of there, I think I would want to know more about what they are.
Okay, cool. So with a 23, as you begin to tune into this thing, sensing all the different energies and auras about it, you bring out the arrowhead for comparison. As you weigh them both in your hand, you kind of test with whatever arcane implements you have. You attempt to like test what materials they're made out of. You don't have like advanced alchemy stuff, but being you're a treasure hunter, you've probably had to test whether or not something was real gold or not before. So you got a couple of tools with you, and as you're looking down at comparing the two things, they both seem to be from definitely a different. Whatever material they're made out of is definitely not easily accessible anywhere like in the world that you've heard of. You can tell that they're not quite extra planar, because if they were, they would be. There's like a very strong sense they would give you, but they are still incredibly alien. And as you are thinking, give me a history check.
Hold on 1 second. All right, history. Be that. $13.
You recall the green aurora all that time ago, and the same kind of like energy that these things give off, and then you think back to what Gundren has said about it. Do you remember what he said?
About the aura?
Mhm.
He said he seemed to imply it was related to the guy he was trying to find. And he said that guy was doing something nefarious, but I don't remember exactly what.
With the 13, I'll say that your Tony is able to remember. As you recall, he was trying to summon something from the Underdark, and as
That's
you
right.
kind of look at the text on these two things, you recall you've been working with Spring about getting an effect on something to get it to last indefinitely, how much more energy it takes. And then you think about what would happen if you were to attempt to do some kind of inscription without the sufficient magic. And naturally, you can guess, a wild magic surge is the result of that. Looking at this,
Mhm.
and how all of these things are related, what conclusion does Tony come to?
The aurora was caused by a magic surge. And probably that these are very powerful, but I'm not sure that they're necessarily related.
Okay.
Like, would I be able to determine if this were related to the particular magic surge previously?
With even with the 23, I think you would say it is the same kind of magic, but I don't think you could say whether or not for sure those were the exact same, like whether or not one came from the other.
Okay.
Cool. And with that, what did you guys roll for your awarenesses? 11 and 14. As you guys are looking about, it seems that the night continues fairly uneventfully. You hear the whistling of wind through the grass. And it seems that as the night is kind of continuing on, any of the smoke that was in chimneys is starting to go out, as it doesn't seem like many people in Phandelver tend to burn the midnight oil. And you see, like, kind of vaguely in the distance, will look to be like a patrol of guards or something that are just going about. But they return, but they don't seem to notice you, but they go out for a little bit and then return back into Phandelver. The night passes uneventfully. Is there anything that? Oh wait, no. This isn't you. This is Spring. And this is Awake and Mikaela. Is there anything that you guys are doing or saying to or with each other?
Mm-hmm. I can't think of anything I need to we need to talk about now.
Cool.
She does have a question for him.
Oh.
You said you felt your You saw your slime in this guy's heart, right?
Yeah.
Are you able to still feel it at all? Sense it from here?
I mean, that was all in my dream. I don't think, at least if I can, I'm not aware of it. I mean, as far as I know, I'm all collected.
You can awareness check, awake.
11.
As you attempt to like pull all of your slime together toward you, you wait for a second. Nothing.
Yeah, as far as I know, I'm all collected. Nothing's felt missing.
Alright.
Then again, the thing is, how do I best describe this? After a while, if I do lose a bit of my slime, after a while it just the connection dies after a bit. So if there I can if I were to split right now, I could pull it all back. But if I were to leave it for if I were to leave it for a day, there's no guarantee I could pull it all back for to me. Most probably, but little bits would get left behind. Could
Interesting.
re no, I could reintegrate them and then they'd become alive again in a sense. But yeah, there's a lot I've learned about. There's a lot I've learned about living like this.
With so much magic around here, not every dream can be counted as just a dream, eh?
Oh no, that was more than a dream. I
It was a nightmare.
Ah, so that's what it was.
something something about that guy. Something about that guy with my slime in his heart. Almost if I don't know how to describe it. It looked as if it was me, but a human.
That is very interesting.
Perhaps nothing's of it. He didn't say who it was. I looked at him and immediately thought, is that me?
And as
Mikaela will
you,
keep this in mind for her future reading of this research paper.
yeah. And with that, we will go ahead and end the night. As the next morning, you all awake well rested and robbed of 30 gold. No, I'm kidding. As you all awake well rested, you can see that the city of Phandelver, just off in the distance. With another day's travel, you might arrive there by kind of late evening. You can see that it's a fairly simple village made of like from this distance, it seems to be like pretty simple, like stone infrastructure. uh, uh, Fairly simple stone structures that have like you know, it's like there's almost like levels of buildings here where like the base of them is stone, and if there is more to it, some of them have like wood on top, with kind of like hay to as the farthest height that it goes. It seems that they can't build too high here, for whatever reason. Um, but yeah, you guys begin to make your way to Phandelver, over the course of the next day, and I'm curious, what is on everybody's mind as we approach the city of Phandelver and the conclusion of what you were hired here to do?
It's mostly unawake is just like finally getting this done. Looking forward to well, looking forward to getting paid, but I don't think our work is close to done yet. He always thought that we're gonna. This is definitely this is due to what's going on. Getting hired to transport the stuff was probably just the start of our business dealings with Rockseeker.
Mikaela thinks up so that she is excited to go back home. But she is curious to what they're trying to blast in such close proximity to Nasnar last sighting.
Okay.
Tony is thinking, still pondering about the connection between the aurora, and the obelisk piece that he's currently studying.
Yeah, and Spring.
Just like thinking about it.
Spring is just starting to stress about how much money he's about to be holding on his person.
Invest it immediately in the city.
Just donate it to Tony.
No,
With your
if you
stress,
donate
are
it
you
to Tony, it's closer to a gift.
Spring?
He's
Because
never
of your
getting back.
stress, are you able to remember to put on pants before you go to Phandelver?
Oh, that is a good point.
Make
I think we
an
might
intelligence
remind
saving
him.
throw. Make an int save, Spring. See if you see. Roll for pants. You
I
remember to
do
put on
not
pants.
wear pants.
Nah, 10 is high enough. It's not a hard thing to remember. You guys reach like the outskirts of the city, and then you're like, and you just quickly throw on pants.
Yeah,
But
he doesn't
okay.
remember himself. I'm sure somebody else tells him.
All right.
Oh,
But
Bake does because he misses his own pants.
exactly. Oh wait, do you go in the city in your human form with no pants on, or do you go in as a slime, or do you stay outside?
I think at this point, like the pants thing, I'm a slime. Awake normally wears them just because he's used to it, but like it's not like he has anything down there. I guess I'll go in his human form.
Okay,
Like
cool.
he really doesn't have a choice in this instance.
I mean, you could just like wait outside for an hour and wait for someone to go buy you pants. It's not that big of a deal.
Nah. It's also not a big deal because as I said, he just wears them because he's used to it.
Awake just has like slime pants on now. Okay. With that, that'll be the end of. Oh, and let me at least focus the camera on the goodbye screen. That'll be the end of episode 8. As we move into episode 9 of what was supposed to be a 10-episode thing, but I'm sensing that it might be a little bit longer. Yeah. That's the episode, folks. So let's go ahead and do our sign-offs. I have been Lord Gob the DM, and I am excited to see what you guys think of Phandelver. Jaku.
Yep. I've been Jaku, so I wish I could have gotten more into this. I wish I could have been here for more of the session, but I hope you all enjoyed watching.
Mikaela.
Oh,
What is your name? Destroyer.
Bye, chat.
And Blakcat.
This is Tonē Thröq. Don't forget the silent Q.